Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Red Tornado Football, where tonight the Red Tornadoes will be taking on the Blujays of Central Columbia. And for the 50th consecutive year, the game will be broadcast by WKMC TV from the historic Joseph Jazz Diminick Field in the iconic Silver Bowl here on the campus of Mount Carmel Area High School. That was an intro that you're used to hearing from my friend Warren Altimer. The excitement of a new season is somewhat tempered tonight, as this will be the first broadcast since 1987 without the voice of the Red Tornadoes, Warren Altimer. Warren and his good friend and TV analyst, Wayne Brokenshire, have both passed since the Tornadoes last took the field. Like Phil Rizzuto of the Yankees, Vin Scully of the Dodgers, and Harry the K with the Phillies, Warren's voice was synonymous with Tornado football, as was that of his predecessor, Bob Else, who led the broadcast crew from 1991 to 1999. Warren was extremely excited when we did well and brutally honest when our play was not up to Tornado standards. He was also very gracious and generous to everyone who wore the red and white, as well as the many students of WKMC TV who he admired and supported year after year. His passion for the game of football and his love of MCA was unmatched. It is with extreme sadness that I, Jose Gonzalo, who has had the privilege of working with these guys since the beginning, must move on without them. The Tornado family has been hit hard in the last 5 years with the passing of legendary coach Joseph Jazz Diminick, Superintendent Richard Beyerschmidt, fellow broadcaster Bob Else, Sports Information Director Phil Gergen, and now Wayne and Warren. All of them were committed to Mount Carmel area and will be terribly missed. While we mourn their passing, we will attempt to do what they would have wanted and what they always have done, and that would be to shine the best possible light on the Tornado program and the student athletes representing us. So tonight, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the new team of broadcasters who will surely attempt to continue the legacy of Bob, Wayne, and Warren. Please welcome to the booth Jimmy and Dan Lesko. They have worked very hard to prepare for this night and now get their opportunity to put their stamp on this storied program. I look forward to working with you guys and wish you nothing but the best in going forward with this great honor and tremendous responsibility to continue the legacy that is Tornado pride. Ladies and gentlemen, I now give you Jim Lesko and Dan Lesko.
Thank you, Jose. As you said, my name is Jim Lesko. Alongside me is my brother Dan. And obviously the circumstances tonight are difficult to say the least, leaving a lot of us feeling very conflicted. As proud Mount Carmel alumni ourselves, this opportunity doesn't seem real. To stand here in the press box at the Silver Bowl, overlooking Jazz Diminick Field under the sign signifying 846 wins, and being a part of something I've watched and listened to my whole life is beyond humbling. Dan won 28 games and made 153 tackles during his time as a Red Tornado. Although I'd argue I've had more success on the field, as this is where I proposed to my wife. But that new reality, of course, cuts both ways. The Mount Carmel area community has lost legendary coaches and administrators, announcers, color analysts, and of course, its voice. Those losses, however, are not ours alone. Families have lost fathers and sons, grandfathers, husbands, partners, and of course, longtime friends. These are wonderful men who may now be lost but certainly will never be forgotten. Not by their families, not by the Red Tornado community, nor by this broadcasting booth. As I had the distinct honor and privilege of serving as the third man in WKMC TV broadcasts with Warren and Wayne for a few seasons. I learned a lot from them during our time together, but there are 3 lessons that stand out as they apply not only to this position, but to a well-lived life. The first is to be prepared. Jose led you to believe Jose talked about how hard we worked this week, and he's absolutely right, and we learned that from Warren and Wayne. Those guys were so prepared on Friday nights that I could have gotten by without any research when I was up here in the booth. Regardless of what stats or plays or stories I reviewed during the week to get myself ready, I was always blown away by how much information they could convey in the 5 to 10 minutes before a broadcast. In the hours leading up to a game, I'd find myself wondering what nugget of information they would have for me or what interesting tidbit I might have overlooked that would make the difference between sounding like an expert and sounding like just another guy off the street. They didn't have to share anything with me. They didn't know me from Adam. I invaded their space, and they couldn't have been more accommodating. They didn't have to be, but they were, which brings me to the second lesson. Be generous with your time and your words. It's a fairly straightforward lesson on a large scale. When you're talking about men who also served as community leaders, the level to which they were willing to give their time in hour-long chunks is astonishing. What's equally, if not more important, however, are the small bites of time. The 2 minutes that it takes to say hello to an old friend on your way up the bleachers. The 60 seconds it takes to mention a handful of kids who wouldn't be recognized otherwise, or even just a head nod or a laugh to let some kid in your broadcast booth know that he was doing all right. And if you've been listening for the last 30 years, you know you're never far from one of those laughs, which is the third lesson I took away from Warren and Wayne. This is supposed to be fun. Not just fun for us up here in the booth, but for the kids and parents who watch on Wednesday nights, for the kids behind the cameras and at the control boards, and of course fun for the community. And while it's hardest to remember that when a call doesn't go your way, or when a 17-year-old kid is out on that field doing exactly what 17-year-old kids do, it's in those moments that it's most important that we remember that inevitable truth. This is supposed to be fun. One last thing I'll say is that change is never easy, especially not when it's unexpected and unwanted. In many, if not all cases, there's no clear-cut way to move forward. Fortunately for us, we had Warren Altamere. Last season when Wayne was sick and unable to attend games, Warren was here every Friday night calling games as if nothing was different. And when Wayne did pass away last September, Warren was back at it on Friday night calling a game. So while it's difficult and strange and unnerving for everyone involved, Warren gave us the blueprint on how to move forward. And so that's what we'll do.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on a cold, crisp, clear night. And tonight, the 11-1 Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes play host to the perfect 12-0 Lakeland Chiefs in quarterfinal PIAA 2A championship football on the way to Hershey. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mount Carmel area high school Red Tornado football. Tonight, the Red Tornadoes have traveled to Danville, Pennsylvania, where they will defend their District 4 championship.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Mount Carmel Area High School Red Tornado Football, the Pennsylvania Eastern Championship from Kemp Memorial Stadium, the Red Tornadoes against the Marion Catholic Colts. I'm Bob Else along with Warren Altamore and Wayne Brokenshire. This is it, the big one in the East, the final, and it's the Red Tornadoes against the Marion Catholic Colts.
Touchdown!
Red Tornadoes!
Brett Beach, ladies and gentlemen, and that was Brett Beach there. You think he's a small guy? How many guys did he carry in there with him?
Pitch back to Higgins from Veach. Looks on the fly to Gonzalo, and he's going to come back and make the reception.
He caught it.
Make the reception on about the 26-yard line. Higgins pitches back to Veach. Going to throw the ball. Eric Higgins out there. Great play. Great pass. Great reception. Good call.
We rushed the ball 18 times for a total of 114 yards. In passing department, we were 6 of 10 for 126 yards. So you're looking at 240 yards of offense, guys, in the first half.
We've been doing that all season long, though, if you look at our stats.
Yeah.
Now he rolls to his right. Nobody out there. Going to have to tuck the ball away. And a big hit from number 31, Corey Hepler. Back to pass. Big rush from Burns. Gets
fumble!
Fumble!
Big Red.
By number 63, got Grady. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes.
This time, plenty of time. And he lets it air out. He's got Pilarski and everybody
deep.
beat down there. And Pilarski takes off for the end zone.
Sebas back to pass. Now he's going to run with the ball. Keeps it. Good block. And he's going to the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Red Tornado.
We've honed our skills, and we can tell offensively, at least, that we have come full circle from the beginning of the season and now are just about the most potent offense in the entire state. I think if you look at this season, the thing that stands out, net yards rushing against Mount Carmel area over a period of these 13 games, 578 yards. And Crakey was whacked.
Wasn't he? Yeah, Ziegler just zeroed in on him and just nailed him one. Crakey has taken some nasty hits tonight, and I don't know how much longer he could take them.
First down and 10, Red Tornadoes. Higgins back to pass. Looks at Gonzalo out in the flat. One-on-one against McCarroll. Gets around McCarroll. One man to beat, and he's down to the 25 to the 20. Makes a nice move.
Another nice
Great move. Touchdown, Red Tornadoes.
And you see, they go in at halftime, and they had to get fired up. They came out and they showed it. Have to put pressure on Crakey, and on the opposite side, we have to continue because the last couple of weeks they've done an outstanding job blowing those holes in the line for Ziegler and John Veach, and that's the only way John Veach is going to contain this and control this football game. It's about the 6-inch line that ball is on. Quarterback sneak.
He didn't get in. He didn't get in. He did not get in.
Nope.
The Red Tornadoes have turned him away from the 6-inch line. He's not in.
He never had the line search. Take a look here. He never had the line search to get in. He tried to get over the right guard.
Oh, my God.
Great. Stood him right up at the line of scrimmage.
He never got in, folks. Mount Carmel area takes over 1st and 10 from the 6-inch line. 2 minutes, 33 seconds remain in the game. Minute 29 and counting. Mount Carmel area clinging to a 6-0 lead. They have the ball down at their, it's a 8-yard
Look at
line.
bringing everybody up to that line of scrimmage, looking for Veach. And
There he is, he's out! He's going!
Breaks it!
John Veach, go! He's going, it's gonna be it! A 92-yard run! The Red Tornadoes have won the football game!
On a 92-yard run by John
Oh my God!
Veach. But you see the defense. Take a look at that replay. They took themselves out of the game. They brought their defensive backs, everybody, up to that line, that defensive line. And all John Veach had to do with 11 guys on the line of scrimmage was just break by the line of scrimmage, and he's gone for the night.
92 yards, ladies and gentlemen. 92. The penalty flags are for excessive celebration, and who cares?
Great defensive stand by the Tornadoes on the 6-inch line that made that play possible for John Veach.
Hello and happy Friday to all of you out there, wherever you are and whenever you may be listening. My name is Jim Lesko alongside Dan Lesko. We are coming to you live from the Silver Bowl overlooking historic Jazz Diminick Field in Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania, as the Red Tornadoes look to start their 2018 campaign against the visiting Central Columbia Blujays. The excitement is high here in the Silver Bowl. The faithful are already on their feet, looking forward to what's sure to be a super exciting season here in Coach John Dara's 4th year at the helm. Last year, the Red Tornadoes found themselves in a different position from the one they've been in the last few years. They got into district playoffs, got a big win on the road at South Williamsport. Got a home game thanks to an upset from Line Mountain and found themselves in the district championship against perennial state championship contender and longtime foe, the Southern Columbia Tigers. Now this team coming into this season, Dan, has a lot of excitement, looking to build a lot off how successful last year's campaign was. Is that an excitement that you share?
Oh, I have to say I definitely do share in their excitement this year, Jim. As you said, it is Coach Dara's 4th year, and that also means his running back, John Ayers, his 4th year as a starter in this system. So he's had 4 years to really work with Coach Dara and get into this system here and figure out, kind of find his feet, and now he knows what he's doing.
All right, and we're going to pause here for the national anthem.
And the greater Mount Carmel area community lost a true friend and brother with the sudden passing of Warren Altemeyer. As an anchor of WKMC football, Warren spent over 3 decades broadcasting Red Tornado football. His love and commitment to MCA sports went beyond Friday night, as Warren was one of the original founders of the legendary Supper Club, which has honored our athletes since 1983. He was also an inductee and active member of the Ed Romax chapter of the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame. Warren's efforts were equally as great with community projects, as he was very involved in many endeavors through numerous civic and service groups, including those with Mount Carmel Borough and the Mount Carmel Lions Club. Additionally, Warren had a great entrepreneurial spirit and was the owner of Altemeyer Waste Disposal and Family Home Medical based in Mount Carmel. This former player, MCA graduate, and voice of Red Tornado football will always be remembered for what he gave back to his school and community while exemplifying what it truly means to be a Mount Carmel area Red Tornado. At this time, if you could please join me in honoring and paying tribute to Warren with a moment of silence. Thank you. Members of Warren's family have gathered in the scoreboard end zone where they will prepare our colors for tonight's game. Joining us tonight are Warren's mother, Mary Altemeyer, Warren's sister and nieces, Laurie Johnson, Laura Johnson, and Elise Johnson, Warren's stepdaughter, Nicole Fisher, her husband, Andy Fisher, and Warren's grandson, Aiden Fisher, and Warren's longtime partner, Kathleen Hoffman. At this time, we ask you all to remain standing for our national anthem, to be played by the Big Red Band, and will feature MCA vocalist Samantha Darrett, Ainsley Fegley, and number 60, Christopher Eman.
And we are back here again at the Silver Bowl in Mount Carmel as the Red Tornadoes start 2018 against the visiting Central Columbia Blujays. Now, Dan, we talked about the success Mount Carmel had last season, but Central was no slouch either, finishing 9-3. They got a lot done on the offensive side of the ball, led by Isaac Gensimer. And so what are you expecting out of them tonight?
Well, I definitely think Mount Carmel is facing a formidable opponent in the Blujays here. With returning dual-threat quarterback coming back, this is his second year as a starter, Trey Devlin, and returning rushing leader Isaac Gensimer, had about 1,400 yards on the ground last year and 17 touchdowns. So I'm going to look for this to be a heavyweight bout between two extremely potent offenses. With both teams having so much talent on offense, though, winning this game may be decided on the defensive side of the ball.
Defense always plays a key in these contests against two high-power offenses. You see the players, captains heading out to midfield for the coin toss for the Red Tornadoes. That's going to be 44 Jack Chapman, 13 Tom Reisinger, 75 Billy Anderson, and of course 27 the 4-year starter and John Ayers. Out there for the Central Columbia Blue Jays, that's going to be number 2 Jack Schechterly, 5 quarterback Trey Devlin, 24 Kai Seaschultz, as well as the aforementioned number 30 Isaac Gensimer. Senior laden out there for the coin toss. Dan, and at this point, I think that's what both of these teams will look to at the beginning of the season. Look to their leaders, their seniors, the guys who have been there and done this before.
Absolutely. We spoke about how John Ayers will be a returning 4-year starter, as well as Billy Anderson on the line. He has been starting since his freshman year. This will be his 4th year playing in this system.
And you see the coin toss, the Red Tornadoes they win the coin toss, and they actually elect to receive. So we're going to get a chance to see that offense right off the bat here.
I like that idea. I think that's aggressive by Coach Dara. I think that's put your strength out there. Not that the defense isn't a strength, but put your guys out there and try and drive the ball down the field, get some momentum going, and get a lead early on in this game.
Absolutely. I mean, last year alone, between Ayers on the ground and Reisinger through the air, they had 2,800 yards of offense, and we only expect that to grow this season, especially given the leaps and bounds we've been told and seen Reisinger make over the summers. For the Red Tornadoes, back deep, we're going to have number 1, Tanner Kricky, and 28 Shane Widener.
And speaking of Tanner Kricky, I don't know if you remember, Jim, when we spoke with Coach Dara, Tanner was hurt last year in week 2 and would have brought a lot more depth there in the backfield than what they had last year. So we're looking to see him maybe carry the ball a little bit more this year. And this team's got a lot of talent at the skill positions, and I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm certain this won't be the only time tonight we talk about the Red Tornado depth. On the Blue Jays side of the ball, we've got number 4, Brendan Gregory, lined up to set the kick. He gets the okay from the official. And the 2008 season is underway. It's going to be a short kick. It's going to be Kricky, and he's up, and he's got space. He's at the 40.
Room.
He's at the 50. He's just got to beat the kicker.
All right.
And that's a great tackle. That is a great tackle by number 4, Brendan Gregory. That is, Kricky had Gregory in space. Gregory broke down. He made a great play.
Yeah, that's a textbook tackle. That's a great play by a possibly only a special teams guy. I'm sure he's a very athletic young man, but usually you see a return guy get a kicker in space. It's one move and go. But that was a very good job by him to break down and make that tackle and save a touchdown.
The Red Tornadoes come to the line. We're going to see them in this shotgun wing formation almost exclusively this season. Reisinger's in the shotgun. He's got Ayers to the right, Widener and Daukus to his left. He's going to hand it to Ayers. Ayers is off the right side. He's tough run. He's up for about 2 yards down to the Central Columbia 38-yard line. Call it the 37. They're going to give him forward progress.
And that is something that we noticed in the scrimmage on Saturday. Ayers runs downhill. He runs tough. He's got some speed. This team has a lot of speed, but we also have that Mount Carmel toughness that
Red Tornadoes back at the line here. Ayers again, Reisinger's left, same formation. They got Widener in motion. They're going to give it to him. He's going to try to get the corner. He can't get through. Great play there by
nice play.
2 Blue Jays. That's going to be number 57, Elijah Heinzelman, and 24, Kai Seaschultz. So
Kai Seaschultz, that
coming up,
senior
make
captain.
a play. That's actually going to cost the Red Tornadoes 2 yards there. So they're going to be looking at a 3rd and 9 from the Blue Jays' 39-yard line.
Yeah, that linebacker there, Seaschultz, and the defensive lineman there, they made a good read, kind of got downfield, kept him from getting outside, and made a nice play.
Same formation for the Red Tornadoes again. Chapman's going to be tight to the left. Ayers in motion to the right. Reisinger's back to pass. He's under pressure. There's a screen set up to the left-hand side, and he's just out of the reach of Ayers. That was a great play call by the Red Tornadoes. Reisinger his throws forced off balance by the intense pressure by number 23, Jared Verse.
Yeah, that was great pressure by Jared Verse, and luckily for Central Columbia, he did apply some pressure there because it looked like Ayers had some space out in the open field there.
Yep, so the Red Tornadoes in a punt formation. Ayers is back to punt. Back deep for the Blue Jays is number 8, Jacob Reefer. The snap, not a whole lot of pressure. Ayers gets a nice kick end over end. Reefer's going to take it at the 11, and he's going right down.
Wow, very good coverage there by that number 32.
That's 32, Dylan Pupo.
Yep.
Logan Wills was down there. The Blue Jays are going to start the initial offensive possession of their season down at their own 13-yard line.
This is a good spot for Mount Carmel's defense to be in. You're going to see Central really trying to work their way out of this, get out of this short yardage area here.
When you wonder, Dan, in situations like this, it's a little bit easier when you have a guy like Gensimer.
I definitely think so. You can kind of rely on him, hand him the ball, tell him just to run straight at the guys on defense, get us a couple yards, get us some breathing room.
So Trey Devlin bringing the guys to the line. It's an I formation. It's going to be Gensimer behind Schechterly. It's going to be a rollout to his right.
Wills applying pressure.
Devlin's got nowhere to go. He broke the edge. He's got to make a move, and he's going to be tackled down at the 14-yard line. That was a great athletic play by number 5, Trey Devlin.
Fantastic.
He was in the clutches in the end zone.
And I'll tell you what, watching a little bit of film, that was one thing that I noticed that Devlin has that many quarterbacks at this age do not have. He's got that escapability, as they call it in the NFL. He can get away from pressure, get out of the tackle box there, out of the pocket, and still make something happen.
Yeah, that was a great job making something out of nothing in Devlin. The pressure was applied by number 88, Michael Hood, as well as a few other Red Tornadoes. And we're going to take a break here as Devlin was escaping the clutches of the Red Tornadoes. He did one of the Red Tornadoes rolled up on an official. So we're going to take a timeout. The Red Tornado trainers are going to take a look at them. The officials tonight, we have...
That looks like the head referee.
The head referee, that's going to be... we have Kevin McNamara, our umpires, Craig Kurtz, linesman Jim Bergen, line judge Brian Jackson, back judge Jim Schreiner, and the field judge is going to be Troy Seller. So everything seems to be all right. We'll take a little break here early on in the first quarter here. 10:23 left. Again, when the break is over, the Blue Jays are going to come out with a 2nd and 9 on their own 14, but it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it definitely could have been a lot worse. I mean, Devlin was in the end zone at the time that looked like the pressure was just getting to him. He was able to get out of there and save him from safety and actually turn it into a positive yardage play.
It was an extremely athletic play because as he's escaping, he's rolling out to his right. I couldn't help but notice he was getting deeper and deeper. And when he took the snap and started his roll, he was at maybe the 7 or 8 yard line. And as he tried to evade the rush, he found himself in his own end zone. Yeah,
3 or 4 yards into the end zone there, and that's where that referee was at. But then he was able to get away and, like I said, turn it into a positive gain. That was a very, very athletic play.
And on for the Red Tornadoes on the defensive side, they're not short on athletes either. They're 3 different players they're returning from last season with Chapman, Ayers, and number 26, Nick Troutman. All had 90 or more tackles last season, Dan.
Yeah, straight, and that's straight across, linebacker, linebacker, linebacker. Those are the guys that are supposed to be making the tackles. That means that this defense has been doing their job.
All right, so the Blue Jays here, we're ready to play. We've got Devlin in the shotgun, Gensimer to the left. There's 3 receivers to Devlin's left, 1 to his right. The 1 receiver to his right is number 23, Jared Verse, a 6'6" D1 prospect. And it's a quarterback draw. Devlin's up the middle. He's at the 20. He's at the 25. He's up across the 30. That's going to be a good open field tackle by number 10, Noah Burkowski. They're going to mark Devlin down at the 32-yard line, call it a gain of 18.
Very nice tackle in open field by Burkowski there. That was a well-designed play. Spread the defense out and run straight up the middle.
Absolutely, and it was more misdirection than anything at this point, but pay attention anytime they single number 23, Jared Verse, out on the edge. Getting a good number of Division I looks at this point, 6'6", 215 pounds. Blue Jays working through some personnel at this point. Number 20, that's going to be Xander Bradley. He's out wide left. Devlin comes back. He's under the gun again. Schechterly and Gensimer behind him. Hard count. The Red Tornadoes move a little bit, but it's Gensimer, and he's got nowhere to go.
No, that's
Gensimer is going to go off the right side and pick up about 2. It's going to be 2nd and 8 from the 39-yard line.
That's a well-defended play by the Red Tornadoes there. You see Gensimer, he's a tough, hard-nosed kid. There's times where he may try to initiate contact and there not be contact there. He might even trip over his own feet at times because he's just such an athletic and physical runner.
They turned that long 2 into a short 3, so it's going to be 2nd and 7. Same formation. They keep Verse in tight to the right-hand side, and they split out Bradley. Gensimer goes across the formation, and they're going to give it right up the middle to Schechterly. And wow, that's a great tackle by number 26, Nick Troutman.
Very, very good tackle by Troutman. He made that read. He saw the blocks by the line. He shot up and filled that gap and made that play for a very, very short game.
Hey, it's only going to pick up 2, so we're looking at 3rd and 5 for the Blue Jays on their own 37-yard line.
You know, it looks like Mount Carmel, looks like Troutman, they may be calling the defenses in there. Usually you have the linebackers as the quarterbacks on the defensive side there.
Again, bread and butter for Central Columbia, I formation. Devlin's going to drop back to pass. He's under pressure. They got a screen set up to the left-hand side. Gensimer's got it out there. He's going to put a stiff arm on a Red Tornado, but there's a great tackle. The Red Tornadoes come up, and they're going to stop him short of that first down.
And I'll tell you what, Widener made a very nice move, getting over top of the blocker and slowed Gensimer down just enough for, I believe that was Avery Demko over on the other side making that tackle. So we might see the punt formation here from Central.
Yeah, absolutely, Dan. We're going to talk a lot about these Mount Carmel defensive backs. They're strong. They're up in press coverage, so they're expected to assist in run support, and they do a great job of that. We saw it in the scrimmage.
Yes, we did.
Central Columbia coming out in the punt formation. Again, that's going to be number 4, Brendan Gregory. To punt back deep for the Red Tornadoes is going to be 28, Widener, and number 10, Noah Burkowski. There's a snap, clean snap, good protection. Nice punt, spiraling punt. It's going to the left-hand side, and that's going to go out of bounds. We're going to see they call that at about the 33-yard line. Nope, make it the 31-yard line. Where Red Tornadoes are going to take over 1st and 10. We've got 7:36 left in the first quarter here. Mount Carmel's about to start their second drive. Dan, you think they're going to do anything different?
Yeah, I definitely think they might try and maybe they're kind of could be decoying them first drive there, run, little screenplay, not anything down the field. These guys have a lot of talent at the receiver and tight end position as well as the quarterback position. They can do it all on offense. I'd like to see them maybe throw the ball downfield here.
So looks like they're going to go heavy to the right side here. We've got Reisinger. He's got Ayers to his left. He's got 2 wings and a tight end to the right-hand side. Widener in motion. They're going to fake the handoff to Widener and give it to Ayers up the middle, and he's got about 6 yards. He's going to be out to the 37. He stumbled through some guys. The line got a nice hole there, but there were multiple Blue Jay hands swiping at his legs.
I'll tell you what, you got to give credit to that run for practice. I know Coach Veach has these running backs practicing that stuff every game, every week.
Going to come out in the same formation again. They're going to call that one a gain of 6, 2nd and 6 from the 35. Reisinger takes a snap, and it's a play action. He pulls it out, and he's looking. He's under pressure, and he's going to go down.
Oh, wow.
That's going to be number 64, Carter Crawford, a 6'3 sophomore for the Blue Jays with the play.
Yeah, that play, it looked like Mount Carmel had a clean pocket for him there. It just might have took a little too long to develop. I think give a little bit of credit to the defensive backs on that. That seemed like a little bit of a coverage sack there.
Absolutely. For the Red Tornadoes, you're going to see number 29, Damon Daukus, coming out, being spelled by number 14, Avery Demko. Given the difference there, Demko and other receivers see if the Red Tornadoes spread it out a little bit, and they do.
Yes, they do.
So we got Reisinger in the shotgun, Ayers to his right, Demko split out wide. He's got trip receivers to the left, Chapman's in the middle, Burkowski's on the left-hand side, and it's going to be a little flood. Ooh, it's a beautiful pass.
Oh, wow.
And
no.
That's going to be incomplete. We had Chapman ran a quick dig there about 7 yards. Ball was a little bit low, popped up in the air after it hit the ground. Blue Jays got excited, thought they had come away with an early turnover there, but for the Red Tornadoes, it's just going to be 4th down.
And speaking of turnovers, I think that's definitely going to play a big part in this game today. Like I said, defensively, we may see the better defensive team gets the win here. I could definitely see the turnover battle. Whoever wins that battle may win this game.
Red Tornadoes punt formation again. Ayers back there once more. It's going to be Reifer. And the punt's almost blocked. It's end over, and it's a little bit short, but it's right in the middle of the defense. My goodness, Reefer's going to come up and make the fair catch at the 37-yard line.
I'll tell you what, you think of it, it's difficult for these returners to come up with all the traffic around them and make a good catch of that ball, but that was a smart play. You never know what kind of bounce that ball's going to take, what kind of roll it's going to get. So coming up and making the fair catch and making the catch, that's a great play by Reefer.
Absolutely, and it was a great play by Ayers to get that punt out there. He was pressured by Verse coming off the left-hand side. So Devlin's going to bring the play in for the Blue Jays here. Again, 6:06 left in the first quarter. No score yet here at the Silver Bowl in the inaugural game of the 2018 season. Devlin's coming out in the shotgun. He's got twins to both sides. They're 4 wide. He's got Gensimer to his left. He's going to drop straight back. There's a big rush.
Quick out there.
Yep, it's going to be a quick out to number 20, Xander Bradley. Going to pick up about 6 before he's taken down.
I'll tell you what, that was always one of the hardest routes to cover, that quick out from a tight end spot, but Troutman did a very good job of getting to him as soon as he caught the ball and not letting him get too many extra yards.
Yeah, it's a great play by Troutman there. And again, we talked about it. We'll keep talking about it. These Red Tornadoes, they tackle very well.
They tackle well, and they're extremely athletic. Very fast team. Very, very fast team.
Devlin brings him up to the line. He's got number 11. Zach Smith split out way left. Twins sets to both sides, and it's going to be Devlin on a quarterback keeper, but he
doesn't get anywhere this time.
Nowhere to go. There were a wall of Red Tornadoes there. You see number 72, Colin Herb, getting up off the bottom. 88, Hood was in there. Certainly 44, Jack Chapman's in there.
You see that was just a fantastic play. I think that Mount Carmel kind of made an adjustment from the last time that spread out quarterback draw hit him, and they made a very good play there. 5 guys on the ball there. That was a great job.
Absolutely, Dan. That was a quick adjustment there. Nice work by the Red Tornado sideline.
Absolutely.
Blue Jays come out in a full house backfield now. Devlin's going to go straight back there to give it to Gensimer, and he's got nowhere to go again. My goodness. That's another play. That time, that's going to be number 4. Logan Wills gets in and starts that, and Ayers finishes him off.
Logan Wills coming off the end there. That's usually the defensive end's main job, is to turn that back inside. He turned that inside, delivered a blow. Ayers was there to clean it up. Great play all around defensively.
4th and 2 from their own 45-yard line here for the Blue Jays. And this offensive shootout that we were expecting to see has been anything but through the first half of the first quarter.
And this is something that I definitely didn't expect this, but this is usually how these games turn out. You never know what you're going to get.
Clean snap back to Gregory. He's going to take a second, no rush, and he's going to get off a booming punt.
That is a deep punt.
And that's going to be Burkowski at the 19, and he's got the sideline. He's going to make a move. He's going to cut across the field. He's got some blockers.
He's got room.
He's at the 30, the 35, the 40. Number 2's got a beat on him. He's going to do his best to make a move, and that's a great play by number 2, Jack Schechterly, doing everything he could to slow up Burkowski and then ultimately driving him out of bounds.
Yeah, Burkowski did a fantastic job there, finding a gap, getting to the sideline, and finding his blockers. But you're right, Jack Schechterly, give him all the credit in the world. That play could have gone for much more yardage if he wouldn't have gotten there and pushed him out of bounds there.
So the Red Tornadoes are going to start this drive right at midfield, maybe a little bit on their own side here. Definitely the best field position they've had of the night. So we'll see what they can do with this. Reisinger's in the gun. He's going to have Tanner Karicki to his right with Widener and Ayers to his left. Real tight formation here for the Red Tornadoes. Karicki's rolling out. Ayers fumbles the football. He fumbles the football. On that one, the Red Tornadoes brought Karicki in motion and snapped it as soon as he got on the other side of Reisinger. Reisinger tried to move, but the rush of Verse and number 12, Ian Huntington, was too much. Ayers tried to move the ball around, and it popped out. Luckily for the Red Tornadoes, Karicki's there and falls on it.
And I'll tell you what, with that rush there, it was a good thing that they did bring Karicki in motion there, because he's the one that ended up falling on the ball. That's a tough play for Reisinger there. Nothing you really can do. They were there in an instant. He didn't even have time to make his reads.
It's a big loss for the Red Tornadoes. They're looking at a 2nd and 18 now from their own 42. We'll see what Coach Darrett dials up here. They're going to go trips right. That's going to be Burkowski, Widener, and Chapman out to the right. They're going to single 4 Logan Wills out here on the left. And he's going to drop straight back. Reisinger's going to hit, and that wasn't 4, that was 14. That's Avery Demko with a nice reception. They're going to get back very close to the original line of scrimmage. It was just a quick hitter on the left-hand side.
Yeah, very nice, simple play, maybe to get Reisinger into a little rhythm, get him a quick completion. Now let's get this show on the road.
Absolutely. 3rd and 11 for the Red Tornadoes here. Again, good rush, but great protection by the Red Tornado line there. We'll certainly get a chance to talk about them here.
Yeah, the Red Tornado line, they've been doing a fantastic job. I mean, it's tough.
Same.
Reisinger's been hit a few times, but...
Same formation here for the Red Tornadoes. Trips right, a single receiver to the left. Kricky's sliding out. Reisinger straight back. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's in the throes of number 12 again, Ian Huntington, and he has been a bit of a monster this early on. That ball's going to fall harmlessly to the ground, and the Red Tornadoes are going to be in another punting situation.
Seems like defensively, when we've been seeing Ian Huntington and Verse a whole lot this game, and I don't expect that to change. Huntington usually looks like he's playing at a linebacker spot. Looks like he's coming on a rush very often, and Verse coming off that edge.
Absolutely, same formation all around here from the punting. Ayers is going to be back. It's going to be Reefer and C. Schultz back deep. Ayers is going to get a beautiful punt. That's going to get over the head of Bradley. Bradley's going to grab it. He's got to get around the corner. He's at the 20. He's at the 22. Call it the 20, say the 23-yard line. He's going to be down there.
Wow, that was definitely a booming punt by Ayers, and even just a very good return there, just to get yourself back into a decent kind of field position here, because that could have been bad for Central's offense. That could have pinned them deep.
Absolutely. A punt like that out of Ayers, it's a nice spiral. And Bradley actually caught that over his head like he was catching a pass. So to be able to catch it, plant his feet, tuck it, and get moving was really a nice play.
Absolutely. Definitely a very nice play, a very athletic play. As we said earlier, we're seeing a lot of great athletes out here on the field today.
We got 2:30 left here in the first quarter. No score yet at the Silver Bowl. Devlin brings him to the line. He's in the shotgun. Gensimer to his left. He's got twins receivers on both sides, 4 wide. Here we go. He's got the snap. He drops straight back. He's got some time. He's got a guy. He's got a guy down. That's Xander Bradley. He's got a guy. He's at the 20, the 15, the 10, and he's in for the first touchdown of the Columbia season. That's going to be a 77-yard touchdown pass from Trey Devlin to Xander Bradley. Dan, that's just a fly pattern.
Yeah, that's one move at the line of scrimmage and go. That's pure speed on that play, and a beautiful ball from Devlin. Beautiful pass.
That was spot on.
Hit him perfectly in stride. He didn't have to slow down, didn't have to speed up, and that was a very well put together play by the Central Columbia Blue Jays.
We're just talking about the game within the game that often occurs. And you have to wonder, spreading out as often as they did the Red Tornadoes start to key on Devlin himself? We have the long snap here. The hold is down. The kick is up, and the kick is going to be good. That's Brendan Gregory on the extra point there. The hold was good by number 11, Zach Smith, and it is 7-0 Central Columbia Blue Jays with 2:19 left here in the first quarter.
And, yeah, as you were saying, that was definitely could have been some game planning by Central Columbia. You know, they said, all right, we're going to spread out. You're going to quarterback draw, short pass, try and suck everybody in defensively from Mount Carmel, and then we're going to try and hit the play over the top, and that's exactly what they did.
Well, again, we talked about it before. The Red Tornado defensive backs are often asked to be in press coverage and do a great job in run support, but that does, by nature, make you a little bit susceptible to that ball over the top.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's one of those things. The Tornadoes' defensive backs are extremely physical and very talented athletes, but every once in a while, if you get beat off the line, it's hard to make up that ground against just as good athletes.
Gregory again sets the kick for the Red Tornadoes again. It's going to be 28 Widener and 10 Noah Burkowski back deep. Burkowski with 2 great returns already tonight. Let's see if he can get a third. It's a booming kick. That's to Widener. He's going to take it at about the 6. He's going to make a move. He's across the 20. He's going to run into a wall of Blue Jays. It looks like I'm going to call him at the 23-yard line.
That's much better kick coverage there by the Blue Jays from that first kickoff. They must have learned something a little bit. They kind of jammed up that wedge and got in there to make a play. It looked like a pretty good gang tackle. Every 5 or 6 guys to the ball for the Blue Jays.
Absolutely. We're going to see a lot of adjustments. We're used to seeing adjustments from half to half, but I think this early in the season, you're almost seeing it play to play. The Red Tornadoes come out again, very tight, shotgun wing formation. Reisinger in the gun, Ayers to his left. They're going to snap it to Reisinger. He's just going to hand it to Ayers, and Ayers actually has a little bit of a cut this time, and he's going to pick up about 8, but it looks like the ball may be out. The ball came out.
Okay, second down. Looks like Mount Carmel got back on it.
That's going to be number 55, Zach Artman, coming up with the ball. So great job, the lineman being downfield there, helping out the offense.
Absolutely. Before that ball came out, that was a fantastic run by John Ayers, and he was just following his blockers. He had his lineman. He even had his hand on their back, kind of guiding them, say, you block that guy, and I'm going to follow you the whole way.
2nd and 2 now. Red Tornadoes, same formation. We're looking at Widener and Daukus in the wing off to the right-hand side of Reisinger. Ayers to his left. Widener in motion this time. They're going to fake it to Widener, and Reisinger's going to go up the middle. He's going to pick up the first down. He's going to cross the 40. We're going to mark him down at the 41. It's going to be a gain of about 9 on that play.
It looked like that was a huge hole up the middle that Reisinger had to run through. Probably could have drove a truck through it. That's what this misdirection, that's what this offense does. This offense, you get a guy going in motion, you get everybody going one way, and the defense goes that way, and then we take the ball the other way. And that's what it seems like is happening with this offense. And they're opening up some holes.
And again, as we said, a lot of these kids are in their 4th year of this offense, so that motion, they're very comfortable with it. They're used to it. And again, the same formation. Inside of Widener and Daukus is Jack Chapman on that side. Ayers in motion over to the right-hand side, but they're going to give it to Widener back on a handside handoff.
Widener's got some room.
He's got some room. My goodness, he got a
good
great
first down carry there.
That's a great block by number 29, Damon Daukus, and Widener's across midfield all the way down to the Blue Jays' 47-yard line.
That's another first down. You see, you get a lot of, like I said, a lot of misdirection even on that last play. Back to this one, and you'll see they like to run behind that 4-year starter at left tackle, Billy Anderson. They like to run behind him. He's their veteran on the line, and they usually stick behind him.
Absolutely. Same formation again for the Red Tornadoes. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Ayers in motion across the right-hand side. And that's going to be a direct snap. That's going to go to number 29, Damon Daukus. He's going to pick up about 6 yards on the play.
That's a very good play. We saw this play in the scrimmage, and it seemed like they got some good yardage out of it for just being a simple, kind of direct snap dive play. But it works. It definitely works. It's simple, and that's the kind of stuff that works in these games.
2nd down for the Red Tornadoes. Reisinger scans the defense. Ayers in motion again to the right. They're going to do the inside handoff again to Widener, and Widener's got a couple blocks. He's working. He's breaking tackles, and he's across the 40. He's down to the 37-yard line. That's going to be very close to another first down.
Widener seems to be very elusive in the open field there. You see there was a corner there about to make the tackle.
And that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter here. The Red Tornadoes find themselves down 7-0 to the Central Columbia Blue Jays in this first game of the 2008 season. An interesting first quarter, I'd say. Dan, what do you think?
I definitely think it's been a great first quarter. Mount Carmel looks like they're really starting to hit their stride offensively. Central Columbia, big play there on their last drive, got them that long touchdown. We'll look to see both teams, as you said, play by play, quarter by quarter, half by half. There's going to be a lot of adjustments made. We'll look to see what Mount Carmel attempts to do differently defensively to stop that big play from happening, and we'll see what Central does to adjust to this sustaining drive that Mount Carmel is continuing to move down the field.
I think we've seen the Red Tornadoes start to find their rhythm a little bit here. A couple plays, pick up first down after first down after first down after a few 3-and-outs to start the game. The big thing with this offense, again, is, and we kind of talked to Coach Dara about this, is that it's not meant to get in 3rd and long situations. So to continue to move forward 4, 5, 6, 7 yards at a clip is really what the Red Tornadoes need to do to be successful.
And that's keeping them with their bread and butter. This shotgun, wing, set. It's what they do well. It's what they've been doing for 4 years.
And it's what they're in again here. And Reisinger's going to – that's not Reisinger. That's going to be a direct snap to Ayers that time. Trying anything they can to get Ayers going here. He's only going to pick up about 2. It's going to be big number 60 from the Columbia, Central Columbia Blue Jays, Cosmo Cooper, getting up off the bottom of the pile down there.
And you will see Mount Carmel do this every once in a while. They will pull Reisinger out and put Ayers in there. I don't know if you remember, Ayers' freshman and sophomore year, he was the starting quarterback for this team.
Absolutely, and Ayers is going to come to the sideline here. He's going to be spelled by Karicki, which we talked about a little bit earlier. Again, so it's Reisinger in the gun, Karicki to his left, Daukus and Widener to his right. Karicki's in motion, and it's a sweep, and he's got some blockers in front of him. He's got to stop and cut back, and he's going to pick up about another 4 or 5 yards down to the 31-yard line.
Defensively, that's a great job by Verse. As I said, he's the defensive end. He got to the outside. He made Karicki cut it back in, and Karicki did make a good cut. Got behind a blocker, picked up 3-4 yards.
Absolutely. It's a great play by Verse. And we kind of see that with all the motion and kind of the wash that goes on with both these offenses. A lot of times the guy that really makes the play isn't the guy that makes the tackle defensively.
Absolutely. It's the guys defensively that are doing their jobs, turning the ball back inside, filling the gaps, all that stuff.
Oh, and Reisinger goes with a hard count there, and it looks like one of the Blue Jays defenders stepped across the line. We're going to get our first flag of the night, and that's going to be offsides against the Blue Jays.
And we'll see. This may be enough for a Mount Carmel first down.
Officials are going to walk it off, and they're going to call it. That's going to move the chains, so I always like to pick up a free one when you can, especially here at the 10:40 mark in the second quarter where the Red Tornadoes trail 7-0, but they are driving.
Yeah, now getting closer to the red zone here. We'll see if Central Columbia, if they change anything up defensively, if they go into a tighter set defensively trying to stop the run, or if they stick with what they're doing and hope that it works.
Reisinger in the gun. Karicki's in motion to his left. He's got a wall of guys around him. He's going to try to get the corner, and he cuts back up the middle. So that's another play, Dan. That's going to be – that edge was set by Schechterly.
Again, that was Schechterly, yep.
Karicki's going to go down at the 25-yard line. He's only going to pick up about a yard.
Yeah, but like you said, again, that's Schechterly, the opposite end of Verse, doing his job, stringing that play out, making Karicki cut back in to where the rest of the defense is. That's a great job as a defensive end, and myself as a former defensive end, I really appreciate watching those guys work out there.
Red Tornadoes to the line. Karicki in motion across the formation. Reisinger's going to move to the right, and he's going to hand it to Widener, coming back across the formation. He goes up the middle for just a gain of 2 or 3. I will wait to see the mark for sure, but it's needless to say it's going to be a third down for the Red Tornadoes.
I'll tell you what, I like these counter plays that they run. They sweep, counter, and it really is a change of pace play, and that's what Widener kind of brings to the table as a running back. He's a change of pace back. He's more of a shifty sideline to sideline runner than a downhill runner, but he can still deliver a blow on contact.
3rd and 6 here for the Red Tornadoes from the 23-yard line. Again, we'll see if they stay with what's been working here. They're in the shotgun wing. It's going to be Widener. They're going to fake it to Widener in motion, and it's a keeper for Reisinger, but he's not going to go anywhere. He's going to pick up about 2 yards.
Yeah, I mean, defensively, that's a very good play by pretty much the whole middle of Central Columbia's defense there. Looked like they all kind of stuffed that middle up. He didn't have anywhere to go in there.
I think that was number 18, Garrett Carter, on the
initial hit there.
On the initial hit, absolutely.
Yeah.
4th and 5. Here we go from the 22-yard line. Red Tornadoes are going to go for it here. Same formation as always. Reisinger in the gun. Ayers to his left. Widener and Daukus to the right. He's going to snap it. Oh, and he's going to
flag.
You look, Widener takes a snap. You look to hand it to Ayers coming across the formation, but there's going to be a flag. It's going to kill that one before it gets started. It's going to be a false start against the Red Tornadoes. So there's 4th and 5, just turned into a 4th and 10. We'll see how Coach Dara wants to approach that.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke with Coach Dara about the kicker this year, Julian Steller. I know he said every once in a while he wouldn't have any issues, kind of opening it up, letting him use his leg here. But early in the year, let's put 6 on the board.
You see the formation here. We're gonna have Logan Wills and Daukus come off the field. They're going to be spelled by 14 Avery Demko and number 10 Noah Burkowski. We're expecting the Red Tornadoes to get a little bit wide open here, and they do. Trips to the right, single receiver to the left. Reisinger in the gun with Ayers on his left. Blue Jays scrambling to get the coverage right. Reisinger's going to go straight back. He's got time. He's going to make it look. He's got number 28, Shane Widener across, and he's making guys miss. Oh, Widener caught the ball at about the 19-yard line, picked up some yardage, tried to get across the field to get to those sticks.
And it looks like there was a flag.
There was a flag on the play there. He's ultimately tackled right at the 19.
Yeah, I mean, Widener made
Looks
a
like
fantastic
we're going to have a block
play.
in the back against the Red Tornadoes on that one. We'll see how the Blue Jays want to handle that.
Widener made a very good play offensively. It was a fantastic catch. Throw was a little high. He got that ball, almost caught it behind his head.
And as you might expect, given the Red Tornadoes' propensity for big plays, the Blue Jays are going to go ahead and decline that penalty and just take the ball over on downs. They've got 7:53 here left. Look to mount another scoring drive.
And for Mount Carmel, they're going to be looking for the opposite. They're going to be looking for a quick, maybe possibly get a turnover or a quick 3-and-out to get the ball back and possibly punch one in before the half.
Absolutely here. So we'll see if the Red Tornadoes give a little bit more cushion to those wide receivers on the outside. Devlin brings them to the line. Shotgun formation. Gensimer to his right. Twins both sides for it's going to be Gensimer up the middle, and he's got nowhere to go.
He is stuffed up the middle.
They try to give him a quick draw, and there's a lot of Red Tornadoes there.
Yeah, I saw the big defensive lineman there, senior Billy Anderson.
Yep, saw 72 Colin Erb. Ayers was in there. I think Ayers is in there on pretty much every play.
Yeah, it seems like he plays at the middle linebacker position, so he's not normally one of the guys pulled out in the pass coverage when they spread the ball out. So he's that guy reading the quarterback, reading the ball. He's kind of almost like a monster back. He's kind of going where the ball goes, and he's in on a lot of tackles.
Same formation for the Blue Jays again. Devlin in the gun, Gensimer to his left. He's got two receivers on both sides. Ayers is bringing a blitz off the edge. Oh, and the Red Tornadoes get a quick sack.
Right up the middle from, that looks like
that's number
Logan
4.
Wills.
Yep, that's number 4, Logan Wills. And that's, again, we're bringing Ayers off the edge there. He had all the attention, and Wills went right up the middle.
Yep, it looked like Central's offensive line may have slid to protect with the blitzer coming off the edge, opened up a big hole for Wills. Wills shot through there, untouched, and made a fantastic play in the backfield there for the sack.
It's a loss of 5, so we'll see what the Blue Jays opt to do here deep in their own territory at their own 15 with 6:35 left in the second quarter, up 7-0, but again, facing a 3rd and 15.
Again, they got these double twins here.
Same formation, double twins. Devlin in the gun. He's going to go straight back. Red
Bringing
Tornadoes
pressure, pressure.
And they're getting around. And Devlin is able to get the ball again. He gets it out. He was in Logan Wills' sights. He threw the ball harmlessly. He was in the area of number 20, Xander Bradley again, but it falls harmlessly to the turf.
I'll tell you what, though, that ball, there's a possibility that there's a first down there if Wills doesn't get a hand on him and almost bring him down before he gets that ball out. That's just a great job defensively by Mount Carmel to toughen up there and look to get the ball back here now with 6 minutes and 21 seconds left in the half.
Absolutely. Again, Gregory back to punt. Red Tornadoes, Burkowski and Widener. Snaps a little low. There's a rush. It's blocked.
He blocked it.
It's blocked. It's
in
the end zone. It's in the end zone.
And it's a safety.
Go out of bounds.
That should be a safety. That's a safety. That's 2 points for Mount Carmel, and we will receive the ball.
Again, the pressure is Wills. The pressure looked like 29. Damon Daukus off the edge as well. Wow, and that was a change of pace.
Yeah, definitely a momentum shifter there. You see the excitement on Mount Carmel's sideline. This team looks like they're ready to kick it into another gear now.
And that play, I mean, that was the Red Tornadoes. Again, I think given the situation, 4th and 15, they're deep in their own territory. There was really no concern of any fakes that the Red Tornadoes had to play for, so they went after the punt. And that combined with the low snap, Gregory had to go down to get it. They got a great push off the left side.
And also, as you said, with Central being so deep into Mount Carmel territory, they're able to bring those extra guys for the rush, because if they do get the kickoff, you're not too worried about the field position, if your guy has to call a fair catch.
Again, I think if you're the Red Tornadoes there, you're certainly not going to complain about the outcome of the play, but A couple yards here or there. That's not 2 points. That's 6.
Right, absolutely, I agree. And that was, I'll tell you what, you got to give credit to the kicker there, Gregory,
Yep.
for just getting to that ball, and it looked like he didn't even recover it. He kind of just made sure it got out of bounds, so it didn't turn into 6 points.
So now we're going to have the safety kick here. Gregory's got the ball teed up at the 20. Red Tornadoes, Burkowski and Widener back deep. He signals that he's ready. He gets the whistle. Ball is up, and he's going to kick that down. That's going to be Burkowski. He's taking it about the 26-yard line. He's got some space to make a couple moves. He makes a beautiful move to get upfield, and he's going to be down at the 45-yard line. He sidestepped one of the tacklers there and picked up an extra 5 yards because of it.
Yeah, that was a fantastic move, but then also a very good tackle by Josh Cohen there, number 58 for Central Columbia. He came in right after he had sidestepped him and made a very nice hit on Burkowski, stopped him from going any further.
28, Shane Widener is going to come off the field. He's going to be replaced by number 10, Noah Burkowski. We'll see what the Red Tornadoes opt to do here. Down 7-2 with 6:07 left in the first half with a 1st and 10 on their own 45. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Reisinger takes the snap, and he's going to fake the handoff to Ayers, and he goes. Ooh. He had a hole in the middle, but he's upended after picking up about 2 yards.
Yeah, you see those guys kind of scrapping in the middle there. The offensive linemen and defensive linemen, they end up on the ground. They're in the trenches, but you see them always swiping arms at legs, and sometimes that's all it takes to close a hole.
Again, that's going to be number 12. Ian Huntington getting off the bottom of that pile, making that tackle. Again, great play there. As the Red Tornadoes are faced with a 2nd and 8. They're going to come out. It's going to be a tight formation again.
Back to the bread and butter here.
With Burkowski in the slot, typically held by Widener. Reisner's going to move left, and it's an inside pitch. The ball's on the ground. The ball is on the ground. That looked like an inside shovel pass.
Yeah.
Burkowski was coming across the formation. Widener shovels, Reisinger shovels that forward.
Yeah, and because it is a forward pass, that is not a fumble. That is an incomplete pass.
Yep.
That's a very good job of the referees coming together and deliberating and making the correct call there. That's a great job on their part.
That's a fun play, though.
Absolutely.
We'll see that one again before the end of tonight, I think.
I agree, because you saw the big hole, and I think that could have been what caused Burkowski to, mishandle that ball. He saw the big hole, got those wide eyes, and couldn't handle the pitch.
3rd and 8 for the Red Tornadoes. Ayers is in motion. He looks like a little flare. Reisinger's going to go straight back, and he's going to try and get it to Logan Wills on the left-hand side of the offense, but that's going to fall incomplete. It was a little bit outside.
Just a little low and outside there. It was the right spot to put the throw, but unfortunately it looked like Wills may have lost his footing there and ended up on the ground, wasn't able to get back to the ball.
So the Red Tornadoes again in the pump formation again tonight. It's going to be Ayers with the honor once more. Bradley and Schechterly back deep. Sorry, Bradley and Reefer back deep for Central Columbia. Good snap, good punt. It's going to bounce at the 25, and the Blue Jays are going to get out of there. That's going to be downed at the 21-yard line by number 32, Dylan Pupo.
Dylan Pupo is all over the field on this punt return team. It looks like he's always near the ball. He's doing a very good job on this punt return team.
We'll see here. 5:07 left in this first half. Blue Jays on top 7-2 here at the Silver Bowl in Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania. We'll see if the Blue Jays opt to stay wide open. They look a little tighter. Wide receiver to each side. They're back in that pro-I formation with Schechterly in front of Gensimer and Devlin straight under center. Red Tornadoes showing blitz here. Devlin's going to go straight back.
And he's
under pressure. He's eluding.
Oh, wow.
My goodness, great moves. He's on the right-hand side. He's going to throw the ball out there. And that's going to be a gain of 11 to number 7. That's number 7, Eli Morrison. My goodness.
What a fantastic and an unbelievable play by Trey Devlin. I don't know how he got away from those Mount Carmel defenders. He had 2-3 guys breathing down his neck. Somehow he made a miss, kept his eyes downfield, and delivered a strike for a first down.
Red Tornadoes showed blitz there. They brought Chapman right up the middle, and he got through. Devlin made a couple great moves, finally escaped to the outside, and was able to find Morrison. They're going to come out, same formation. I formation, receivers to his left and his right. Gensimer behind Schechterly. And it's going to be a
That's a
quick
short
hand up
dive.
the middle to Schechterly, and he's not going to get a whole lot there. He's going to pick up about 2 yards, we'll call it. It's going to be 26 Nick Troutman on the tackle there.
Yeah, and I mean, that play looked like it could have possibly gone for a loss. So that was a very good job of Schechterly just to get anything out of that one.
2nd and 9 for the Blue Jays. The clock ticks towards 4 minutes.
I'll tell you what, how about that Mount Carmel band? They did a fantastic job today in pregame.
Always. It's one of the highlights of any Friday night here for sure.
Definitely.
They come out in the I formation again. We got whistles. We're going to get a timeout, Blue Jays. Blue Jays are going to come with that's going to be their first timeout of the half. So we might as well take a chance here while we have a second. Talk about some of the folks that make all this possible. We want to thank Archie's Shoe Store at 828 Chestnut Street in Coltmont. Head down to Archie's to get some shoes for the entire family, as well as Academy Sports Center in Mount Carmel. You can get customized printing and embroidery on anything, including uniforms for businesses, sports teams, and organizations, as well as Community Pharmacy, 4th and Oak, Mount Carmel. It's a prescription service with a personal touch. And speaking of personal touches, Dan, I think you're starting to really see some of the seniors put their personal touches on this game.
I definitely could agree with you on that. You see for Central Columbia, the big guys that are out there, calling their names every play. Schechterly, C. Schultz, Devlin, Verse. Verse actually only a junior. I apologize for that. But those are the guys that are putting their stamp on this game, this first half. And as well as the rest of the team, obviously they can't do it without the rest of the team, but they're doing a fantastic job in this first half so far.
I formation again. When they come out in this I, they keep Verse tight to the right-hand side. Devlin reads blitz. He's calling out. He's going to drop straight back.
And
the
they
Red Tornadoes are coming, but there's a screen set up. That's going to be Gensimer.
And that's a very, very good play there by Jack Chapman.
Chapman's going to make that play on the screen. He sniffed it the whole way. It looks like it's only going to pick up about another yard, if that. May have lost a yard. But we do have a Red Tornado down on the field.
Yeah, it looks like it is Chapman down on the field there. But as you said, made a fantastic read on that play. Came up, got underneath the blocker there, made the blocker miss, and tripped up Gensimer for no gain.
It's really, really impressive work there by the defense, the discipline. They've been so aggressive getting after Devlin. A couple times we've seen him be able to break, contain, and get to the edge. But to show blitz like that, have Central theoretically call the perfect play in a screen
for a blitz
to Gensimer,
right.
A guy who, as I don't know that we mentioned it yet, could potentially finish the season as the all-time leading rusher for the Central Columbia Blue Jays, and Chapman comes out and takes him right down.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely, I think that was definitely something designed by Coach Dara and whoever's running the defense over there at Mount Carmel. It seemed like every time so far this game that they've showed blitz, they've came. This time they show blitz, show blitz, show blitz, and then they drop into coverage and are there to make that play.
So as they tend to the Red Tornado down on the field, we can see the alumni here making their way out onto the field. I believe that's the 1968 championship team that are going to be honored here at halftime. It's nice to see Red Tornadoes continue to honor and respect the tradition that so many great men and women have built over the last 50, 60, really closer to probably 100 years.
Absolutely. Being, Red Tornado alumni, as the two of us are, you can't do anything but thank these people. You can't show enough admiration for the people that came before us and made this team, this school district, this town, this area what it is today.
Yeah, and definitely a lot of folks have play a part in kind of the lore that is Mount Carmel football. And that was something when we met with Coach Dara over the weekend. We met with him after the scrimmage on Saturday. We asked him, obviously Coach Dara has a state championship ring. And we kind of, do the kids, do they get that? Do they respect that? And Coach Dara he was a little dismissive.
He seemed a little modest about it, but I definitely think, and he definitely showed humility about it, but I definitely think as Actually, here we go. We got Jack Chapman up on his feet, walking off the field. So that's always good to see him walking off on his own power.
Flanked by the trainer there, and our athletic director, Mr. Sakavage, is heading off.
Yes, but
they'll take Chapman back to the locker room and try to get him back up here for the second half.
yeah, it's just about halftime. That's probably a very good precautionary thing. Get him in for halftime. Do it out him for 3 minutes and 46 seconds. Get him right for the second half and get him back out there.
3 minutes and 46 seconds, as you said, in counting here. We got a 3rd and 11 for the Blue Jays on their own 32-yard line.
After 3rd and 11, after that fantastic play by Chapman.
Right. We got a running clock here again, so 3rd and 11. Devlin back in the shotgun. He's got Tripp to his left. Versus all by himself on the left-hand side. He's got one-on-one coverage with Tanner Karicki. Let's see if they go to him. Devlin back and again pressure.
Right.
He's rolling to his right. He's going to break contain. He's going to float it up over there, and he's got Bradley.
Wow.
That's not Bradley. Apologies. That's going to be number 11. That's Zach Smith, I believe.
What a fantastic catch there.
Wow. So
that was a great catch. That was a great throw. Devlin basically threw Smith open. Smith was covered very, very well, and by Nick Troutman there, had great coverage. Great coverage on that play.
That's going to be down all the way to the 36-yard line. Apologies. It's going to be a gain of 32, and Coach Dara is going to call a timeout on that one.
Yeah, going to have to regroup after that one. It's definitely a tough play. As I said, Troutman had fantastic coverage on the play, and Devlin and Smith just were both on the same page. He threw him open, and Smith made a fantastic diving grab.
And threw him open that's a great way to put that, Dan. Sometimes you really just have to kind of tip your cap. I mean, Smith is running. He's got his left shoulder to the north end zone here in the Red Tornadoes. He's going to turn around, and in the process of turning around, he's able to get behind Troutman and lay out for that reception.
Yep, and like, as you said, as Troutman, there's nothing to be ashamed of there. Perfect coverage, just a perfect throw.
Coach Darrow is in and out there. Just quick words of encouragement.
Yep.
Minor adjustments. 3:15 left. 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays at the Red Tornado 36. They lead 7-2 here at the Silver Bowl. Blue Jays come out in shotgun again. Tripp's left. Gensimer to Devlin's left. He's going to drop straight back. This time he's going to roll back.
Left.
He's going to step up in the pocket,
and that's
going to be Hood.
Hood, that's a fantastic play.
Hood's going to drop him for a loss of about 5 yards.
And you saw Hood coming off the edge there. As we talked about these defensive ends, they got to set the edge. This time he got upfield, turned Devlin back inside, and then shed his block and made a fantastic play to get the sack there for a loss of about 5 or 6 yards there.
2nd and 15, and a lot happened. And Versus just got back to the huddle as the Blue Jays broke. That's how far downfield he was at that point. So great job by the Red Tornadoes getting pressure. The trips this time are to the right. That's going to be the wide side of the field. Devlin's on the draw.
There's that quarterback draw again. They spread it out.
He's not going to pick up a whole lot there. Another 3 or 4 yards, we'll call it.
Billy Anderson.
Yep, great play by 75, Billy Anderson. There were some of the Red Tornadoes had gotten through and were swiping at Devlin's feet from the beginning.
Yeah, again, that quarterback draw, spread it out that they had success with the first time they ran it. Looks like the last few times the Centrals ran it, Mount Carmel's kind of snuffed it out and been able to make a stop for a short gain or no gain.
Coming up on 2 minutes left here in the first half. Blue Jays with a 7-2 lead, showing no sign of urgency. Trips to the right, Verse to the left. Devlin in the gun with Gensimer. He's going to roll to the right.
Here comes pressure off the edge from
Pressure
Burkowski.
from behind, but he's going to elude it, and he's got number 7. He had number 7, Eli Morrison, wide open around the 17-yard line. It was just a little wide of the intended target.
He did. It looked like Morrison made a last-second break, a last-second cut there, lost his defender, and unfortunately, due to the pressure from Burkowski, Devlin was not able to deliver a completely accurate throw and missed that play.
We get another timeout on the field here.
Well,
it's going to be the Blue Jays timeout.
We got a 4th and long here. You're in plus territory. This is a good spot for the Blue Jays to take a timeout with 1:49 left in the half. Kind of figure out how you want to play things here.
Yeah, I think that's the whole part. At this point, you got to kind of figure out how you're going to approach it. Again, as you said, 1:49 left. You're up 7-2. You come on the road against a team that played in a district championship game last year in the first game of the season. and you're a minute and 49 seconds away from taking a lead into the locker room at halftime. It's an enviable position to be in. So we know Coach Dennis will be over there trying to figure out exactly how he wants to approach this last just under 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, there's only two ways you can go here. You can go aggressive, you can try and get the first down, or you could try and get the coffin corner kick, you know, pin Mount Carmel deep and let them try and drive the length of the field in under 2 minutes.
We didn't have to wait too long to figure out what they're going to do. Gregory is nowhere to be found. It's going to be trips left with Devlin. He's got Jared Verse out on his own to the right. Gensimer, the left personal protector. Devlin straight
lot of
back.
pressure
There's a
coming.
blitz. It's Gensimer. He's on a little flare pass. He's going to make a move.
He's in open field.
He's got a couple guys. He's going up the field, and he's going to go be very close. I think he's going to come up short.
Looks like they got him just short of the
He's going to
first
be
down.
about 2 yards short of that first down. That tackle. This is a great play here. Again, they get the screen, and you see all the Red Tornadoes are flowing towards that play.
And he makes a few guys miss. We said
Yep.
he's a old school back there.
Ultimately, it looks like it was going to be number 26, Nick Troutman, there on that drive-ending tackle. Giving the Red Tornadoes a chance here to try to mount something before they head into the locker room.
Yeah, fantastic play just to save that first down and get us the ball back. Give us a chance just to drive one down the field here, maybe punch one in before the half.
Wing gun. Red Tornadoes have number 88, Mike Hood, out deep to the right. They're going to pitch it to Ayers.
Toss.
Oh, there's a lot of pressure in there. Ayers cuts back across the
Oh,
grade.
wow. Wow, and he's in open field.
Oh, and he's going to be across the 45-yard line. He's going to go down to the 46.
Wow, what a fantastic vision by Ayers there. Fantastic vision to find that little crease. That's what these veteran backs do. He's been a back for 4 years. He's been in the system 4 years. As a veteran back, he found that little crease and got up in there and made a fantastic run.
A lot of members of that Red Tornado offensive line down there, but Reisinger brings him up to the line again, clock ticking. He's got two receivers to his left, one to his right. He's in the gun. He's going to take the snap.
And we got a flag.
There's a flag on the play. It's going to be a motion penalty. Red Tornadoes moving a little bit too quick. Looked like one of the players didn't quite get set.
And you know, these big plays, these big flashes that Mount Carmel is showing here, you know, the big run by Ayers there, that's that momentum. You want to keep that going. You want to keep that going. And every once in a while, you get a little too excited and jump off sides on the next play.
Absolutely. So it's going to be 1st and 15 with 1:18, and the clock's moving again. Red Tornadoes on their own 41-yard line. Reisinger's got two to his left, one to his right. He's going to take the snap. He's going to go straight back. He's going to set, and he throws to his left. It's Wills.
Oh.
He had Wills on a quick hitter. It was only going to pick up about 9, but the ball falls incomplete.
That's very well defended by, that's Smith and
34 out there.
Smith and Carter, Garrett Carter as well in there on the defense.
Carter being 18, 34 that was out there as well. I think that was Jack Mungo. Saw a little bit of him last year. Wasn't on our roster. So
wasn't on our roster, but I believe you are correct with that.
He's another one. He's kind of a monster back out there for the Blue Jays.
Yep, just a ball hawk.
Field.
Yep, just a ball hawk there, kind of going where the ball goes, flowing with the play.
Red Tornadoes got 3 wide to the left-hand side. Reisinger straight back again. It's a pump and go to number 14, Avery Demko, and they're going to throw it, and he's going to overthrow him. That's a tough read there. Reisinger's under pressure again. He throws it down there in double coverage.
And again, looks like the pressure was applied by Verse there. I always see Verse in the backfield. You know, I look downfield, see if the ball's completed, and I look back, and I always see Verse coming out of Mount Carmel's backfield.
Yeah, that's a tough route there. Given the amount of pressure the Blue Jays have gotten, that pump and go, it takes a long time to develop. And Demko is down the sideline, but he runs right into double coverage.
Yeah, and Reisinger made a good throw on that, was able to step into it and deliver a good ball, but just the help over the top from Mungo and the kind of soft coverage by the corner, that kind of snuffed that play out.
As Reisinger brings him to the line, Coach Dara is going to take his second time out of the game of the half here and kind of regroup. One thing I wanted to point out, Dan, we see Chapman back in the locker room. So when the Red Tornadoes are coming out and they have trips to the wide side of the field, where Chapman usually sits in the middle there up on the line is now number 88, Mike Hood, 6 foot, 200-pound senior.
Yeah, and Mike Hood, that's a great guy to have in there to spell Chapman. As you said, senior, veteran, great defensive player, great all-around athlete. That's a very good person to have in there to spell Chapman. And, you know, obviously we hope to get Chapman back as soon as possible.
Yep, 3rd and 15 here for the Red Tornadoes. 1 minute, 2 seconds left in the first half. Down 7-2. trying to mount something here before they head into the locker room. It'll be 2 wide to the left, 1 to the right for Reisinger. He's in the gun. He's got Kricky in motion. Who left his left. He's going to roll. Kricky makes a block, but it's a throwback. It's a screen pass to 26. Troutman, and he takes the shot, and the ball coughs up. It goes out of bounds right at about the 40-yard line. We're going to have a loss of a yard on that one.
And again, the guy at the ball, Jared Verse. Fantastic play. You know, read that, was the only guy that Troutman had to beat. He made a fantastic play, broke down, knocked the ball loose, and got the tackle.
Yep, so not a whole lot going on there, even if he'd hung on to that football. So 56 seconds left and facing a 4th and 16. The Red Tornadoes are going to opt to punt. Ayers
like
again is going to take it. He's going to get it out. It's a nice end-over-end punt to Reefer. He's going to pick it up at the 28-yard line, and he's got the edge. He's got a couple blockers. He's up across the 50. He's at the 45 all the way down. They're going to mark him down at the 41-yard line. So with 43 seconds left, a passing attack led by Devlin and Morrison and Verse and those guys, and the ball at the 41-yard line, I don't think the Blue Jays are done yet.
I don't think so either. I'll tell you what, that was a huge change of field position there. Ayers with a very nice punt. Looked like they might have had a max protect set there to kind of let Ayers get the ball out.
Absolutely.
But in doing that, they weren't able to get down the field and have all that coverage, which let him get 30, 35-yard return there.
Absolutely. They're going to actually, once they reset the ball, it's going to be a change in field position of 1 yard.
Yeah.
Blue Jays are going to start at the 42. The Red Tornadoes punt it from the 41. Devlin's back. He's rolling out to his left to the side where he's got 3 receivers. He sets his feet, and oh my goodness. He tries to go back across the field.
Dowkis.
He tries to go back across the field, runs right into Dowkis. And my goodness, that is a huge sack. That's all the way back. They're going to mark it at the 47-yard line. That's going to be a 15-yard loss.
And I'll tell you what, that is a fantastic play by Dowkis. Being that guy coming off the backside,
they're going to come up to the line quick. Sorry, Dan. We've got 14 seconds left. The Blue Jays are going to try to get another snap here. Clock at 10 seconds and counting. Devlin drops straight back. He's got a minute. He's going to throw it as far as he can to Morrison. And he's got Morrison and he went down. All the way down. That's going to be number 7, Eli Morrison, all the way down. They're going to mark him at the 9-yard line.
And that's going to be a timeout.
2.3 seconds left on the clock. The Blue Jays are going to call a timeout, and we'll see what they want to do from here.
Wow. I'll tell you what, fantastic coverage by Tanner Kricky, number 1. Amazing coverage. Again, a perfectly placed pass and a perfect catch by the offensive team.
I can't figure this out, Dan. This coverage, we see these big plays through the air, and it's easy to think of, if you're not seeing this, what might be happening.
Right.
But these Red Tornado defenders are inside the Blue Jays jerseys on these plays.
Yeah.
And whether it's because Devlin is throwing his receivers open or the receivers are making adjustments in the air, they keep coming out on the positive side of this.
Yeah, and it's unbelievable to me, but it's fantastic play by Central Columbia.
So they're going to line up here to kick a field goal. It's going to be Gregory in there again. That's number 11, Zach Smith on the hold. Looks like it's going to be about a 26-yard field goal.
Now remember, Mount Carmel did already block a punt. They may be bringing pressure to try and get this block this field goal.
Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it's going to be no good.
Wide right.
Wide right. And that's going to end the first half here. Wow, the Red Tornadoes escaped there without giving up an extra 3 points. The big play by the Blue Jays are not able to convert it. And at the end of the first half, the Red Tornadoes, first game of the season against the Central Columbia Blue Jays, they find themselves trailing 7-2.
And you definitely have to give credit to Kricky for making that tackle down there at the 6-7 yard line and saving that touchdown.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to direct your attention to the south end zone of the Joseph Gaz Diminick Field, where tonight the Mount Carmel Area School District, along with Ed Romance chapter of the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame, would like to recognize the 1968 Red Tornado football team on the 50th anniversary of its Southern Division Conference Championship. Head coach Joseph Gaz Diminick would label the 1968 squad at the time as the most prosperous in the history of our school. The usually strong opponents of Pottsville, Shamokin, and our main nemesis, Shikellamy, would be defeated by these Tornadoes that season by a combined score of 16-0. The Big Red went on to post 8 shutouts during that amazing fall in Mount Carmel and achieved a perfect 11-0 record in the regular season. The team would go on to rack up 369 points while only giving up 45. Their amazing play placed the Tornadoes in the Eastern Conference Championship against Northern representative Blakely, which was playing its last season before merging into future District 2 power, Valley View. On a freezing and cold day in December, the Big Red would lose 13-0, but would establish the Tornadoes as the team to beat in the conference, as Mount Carmel would go on to win 4 of the next Southern Division crowns and 3 Eastern Conference championships. The 1968 team was captained by Judge Bob Sakavage and Dr. Jeff Greco, and after the season, both Sakavage and Gary Diminick were named to the All-State team. Joining Coach Diminick on staff were George Rona, Ralph Evans, Joe Greco, Al Santos, Len Gorna, and Ed Stavinsky. Although they didn't win it all, this was the team that laid the groundwork that was the beginning of Mount Carmel area's golden era of football. Those here with us tonight are cheerleaders: Donna Lorady Lentini, Pat Proponiak youth shot, Martha Jean Minetti, Betty Ann Dietrich Begonia, Sue Kaler Manello, Barbara Becker Odorizzi, next, our sophomore members of the team: Tom Alexander, John Halkovich, Dennis Hepler, Bill Klaus, John Mazer, Joe Roundy Mushalka, Joe Duke Narkavich, Mike Samichik, Joe Crow Wozni, junior members of the 1968 team: Dave Bush, Gary Diminick, Rich Novak, and Mark Sassani. Senior members of the 1968 team: Gilbert Catino, Michael Dubb, Dominic Ferry, Dennis Lentini, Ron Miller, John Shermer, Coach Bob Beach, Tom Zosh. Co-captain, Dr. Jeff Greco. Co-captain, Judge Bob Zakavich. Assistant coach and former MCA teacher, Ralph Evans. At this time, we would like to take a moment to mention the deceased members of the 1968 team. Head coach, Joe Jazz Diminick. Assistant coach, Ed Stavinsky. Assistant coach, George Rona. Senior, John Reginis. Junior, William Belfonte. Junior, Bob Trapinski. Junior, Glenn Mangus. Sophomore, Wayne Brokenshire. Sophomore, Ed Flowers. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in celebrating the 1968 Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes, one of the greatest teams in the history of Mount Carmel area football.
Hello and welcome back to the Silver Bowl, where in the first game of the 2018 season, the Red Tornadoes find themselves trailing 7-2 to the visiting Central Columbia Blue Jays. We've got a real barn burner here, Dan.
I would say so.
From the Blue Jays, they have 5 first downs total, which will match the Red Tornadoes. Blue Jays, 13 rushing attempts for 13 yards. They're doing all their damage through the air. Trey Devlin, 7 of 9 for 178 yards. That's going to give the Blue Jays 191 total yards. And, of course, the lone touchdown, a big pass through the air, the 67-yard touchdown, or 73-yard touchdown, to Xander Bradley. On the Red Tornado side, again, as we said, 5 first downs. A little more success running the ball, 17 attempts for 66 yards, but only 3 of 10 for 13 through the air, 79 total yards. And their score, the lone safety that they were able to get on a blocked punt deep in the Blue Jays territory. Dan, this is not what we thought we were going to see tonight.
No, I definitely think that we were prepared for a big offensive game, and that's not at all what we're getting. Both teams' defense have stepped up huge.
Yeah, absolutely. What's been interesting, again, is that they have 13, the Blue Jays, that is, have 13 rushing yards and attempts. The senior, number 30, Isaac Gensimer, has served more as a personal protector for Devlin in the passing game than he has as the workhorse that he was last year.
I agree. I think Central's coaching staff is saying if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's keep throwing the ball until they stop it.
The Red Tornadoes will be kicking to the Blue Jays to start the second half. The Blue Jays will be receiving in the south end zone. It's the one closest to Boyers for you locals out there. It's going to be Julian Steller, the freshman, number 24, lined up to kick off. He's got the ball set up on the tee. Signals to the official that he's ready. And the second half is underway. It's a low line drive kick. It's going to be fielded by Reefer at the 15-yard line. He's got a little bit of space. Oh, and he's got to move. He's across the 40. He's tripped up by number 1, Tanner Karicki, as he falls out across the 41-yard line.
Also in there was the kicker, number 24, Julian Steller, down there, assisting Karicki with making that tackle, keeping them from really getting any extra yardage out of that after that decent return there.
It was a good return. It took a big hop on Reefer as he approached that ball. It almost got up over his head, but he was able to snag it and the Blue Jays will start their first drive of the second half on their own 41-yard line with a 7-2 lead.
Yeah, and sometimes I'm curious if that's a design thing. You know, through that low line drive kick, maybe get a late hop, almost to make it a long onside-er.
Yeah, absolutely. It gives you guys a chance to get down and cover that a little bit. We have the Blue Jays coming to the line. They're going to go back to the heavy formation.
This is a strong set here in the backfield.
Devlin's going to go straight back, and he's looking, and he's got Verse down the right-hand side. He throws up a jump ball,
and
it's going to be intercepted.
Tanner Karicki.
That is Tanner Karicki. My goodness. That was a case. Devlin drops back. He trusts Verse. He threw it into double coverage. Verse was there. Karicki went up and took the ball away from him.
Absolutely. You think you got your 6'6" target out there who hasn't been targeted all game. Maybe they're not keen on him. Throw it up, give him a shot to go get it. And Karicki went up there, made a fantastic athletic play, and pulled that ball down.
So the Red Tornadoes get the ball back here to start their first drive of the second half. Again, we're 13 seconds into the second half. The Red Tornadoes kicked off and find themselves on offense again. It's going to be 1st and 10.
And, you know, we did talk about Verse at halftime, how really that was his first target of the game, I believe.
Yep, Red Tornadoes at their own 20. They're going to come out in their wing gun. Ayers is in motion across the formation. It's going to be a pitch to him, and there's a lot going on, and that's going to be Verse. Verse is going to grab Ayers from the backfield or from behind, rather, that is, after he picks up about 2 yards.
Yeah, and that Verse, he's such a tall, long player. He's got long strides and very, very fast for his size. He covers ground immensely well and made a fantastic play from behind there.
Absolutely. The lateral quickness of this Blue Jays defense has been impressive thus far. The Red Tornadoes wing gun. Reisinger's got Ayers to his right, Daukus and Widener to his left. The snap, and it's going to be an inside handoff to Widener. He's got some blockers in front of him. He's across the 30, and he's going to be run out of bounds by number 30, Isaac Gensimer.
And wow, that was a very good hit by Gensimer there, but looks like it might get us Mount Carmel a first down.
Yeah, they're going to be moving the sticks there. So again, the Red Tornadoes, only 5 first downs in that first half, and pick up 1 here on just their second play of the second half.
Again, you talked about the lateral quickness of the central defenders there. Gensimer came from inside linebacker spot and made that play on the sideline. That was a very, very good play by Gensimer.
1st and 10 from the 32 for Reisinger. Ayers is in the gun. He's going to hand, and Reisinger's going to take the snap and hand it to Ayers, and Ayers is a tough run. Ooh, and a tougher tackle. Ayers took the ball, and he got up over the 35-yard line before he was met again by Gensimer and driven back.
Yeah, and it looked like Huntington also helping out on the tackle there. Ayers, very, very tough run, put his head down, pulled a few defenders with him, and then Gensimer came in and cleaned up that tackle.
He's going to get forward progress there. That'll be 2nd and 5 for the Red Tornadoes at the 37-yard line. Reisinger in the gun, Ayers to his right, Daukus and Widener to the left. Reisinger to take the snap, and it's Widener up the middle.
Inside
and he's
handoff.
got the inside handoff. He's got some room. He's going to stutter step. He's across the midfield, and he's dragging defenders with him all the way down to the Central Columbia 47-yard line.
And what a fantastic run. He found that small crease. As we said, these running backs have great vision, found that small crease, and followed his blockers there. He had some very good blocks coming from Ayers there on the sideline.
Given the way Ayers and Widener run, when they can start picking up yards, 8, 9, 10 yards at a clip, they get to wear down a defense. They're very difficult to tackle.
Absolutely, very difficult to tackle, and it is. It does wear down a defense. These guys are going to be, we're going kind of fast pace here. It's going to slow down Central's defense.
We're going to get Ayers out with a breather. Karicki, he's in motion to the left. Reisinger's going to fake the pitch to him, but he's going right up the middle, and he's got some room there. He's across all the way down to the 36-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 12 and move the chains yet again.
That is an extremely well-designed play there by the Tornadoes. They've been running that pitch with some success, getting outside, and now they fake the pitch, and Reisinger keeps it up the middle. Very, very well-designed play.
I think it was number 8, Reifer, on the tackle there, and it'll be, again, 1st and 10 from the Red Tornadoes from the 36, and they are driving. Reisinger takes the snap, and it's going to be an inside handoff to Widener again. Ooh, this time he's going to be met in the backfield. That's going to be number 24. That's Kai Seaschultz is going to make that tackle in the backfield.
And you see these seniors, C. Schultz and Gensimer, really toughening up here in the second half, making an impact here on defense for Central Blue Jays. Let's look for Mount Carmel's leadership here to pull something together, get one in the end zone here.
And credit to Widener on that one. He was hit 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and he wound up gaining a yard. So it's 2nd and 9 from the 35. 9:09 and counting in the third quarter. Widener across the formation. They're going to fake it to him and give it to Tanner Karicki up the middle, and he's going to pick up a few. They're going to get him down. They're going to mark him down, and it looks like the 34-yard line.
As you said, these backs are tough, and they never shy away from contact, but they are also very good at not taking big hits and, you know, kind of sliding off of the big hits and falling forward, getting that forward progress. They do a great job of that.
3rd and 7 for the Red Tornadoes here. Really a big drive, even early in the third quarter. Reisinger getting to play in a little bit late. We've got 6 seconds on the play clock as he brings him up to the line. And he's going to take a timeout. Red Tornadoes are going to be forced to burn a timeout early in the third quarter here. It looks like it was just a little bit late getting the play in. But if it's a little late and you're trying to find something for dinner, don't forget Hollywood Pizza and Bakery in Mount Carmel. We have homemade foods prepared every single day, as well as on weekends if you want to head down to the Mount Carmel's Farmers Market. We have over 50 local vendors open every Saturday, 8 to 2 at Route 61 and 54 near Atlas. So again, a lot of help, especially this year. A big thank you and a shout out to Service Electric Cablevision. They've been providing WKMC TV the means to bring programming to you, the viewer, for the last 50 years. Again, this is the 50th anniversary of WKMC TV. The first broadcast ran was September 12th, 1968. Again, the 1968 team being honored here tonight. A lot of great things in the Mount Carmel area in 1968.
Definitely.
Out of the timeout, we're back here. Reisinger in the wing. He's got Ayers to his left. Oh, and he's going to go with a hard count, and one of the Red Tornadoes are going to move on that one. So that 3rd and 7 is going to turn into a 3rd and 12.
Now you said it's difficult coming out of the, using a timeout so early in the second half, but it was the right thing to do instead of taking the 5-yard penalty. Now, unfortunately, coming out, still get penalized that 5-yard penalty. But look for Mount Carmel. I think with this momentum they have going right now, they're going to get this first down and look to put one in here.
3rd and 13. Again, we were kind of talking about this earlier. This offense isn't necessarily built to pick up 3rd down and longs, so we'll see what Coach Dara calls here. They're going to stay tight in the shotgun wing. Reisinger's going to take the snap. He's going to roll out to his left, and it's that inside pitch pass again, that shovel pass.
Oh, wow. Covered
he pitched
well.
It to Widener, but the tackle is going to be made by number 12, Ian Huntington.
Yeah,
and
that play was
Widener
covered.
will get a yard short of the original line of scrimmage, so the Red Tornadoes are going to be faced with a 4th and 11 with just over 8 minutes left here in the third quarter.
Yeah, that play covered very well by Central's defense. It looked like the last time that they had set that play up, there was a good opportunity for it, but not this time.
Red Tornadoes opt to let Ayers punt. This time, the Blue Jays only have Reifer back. They're coming after the punt. Ayers does a great job getting it out of there. Oh, and he gets a nice little bounce, and it looks like that's going to be number 9, Tyler Owens, that downs the ball at the 7-yard line. That's a 30-yard punt, and it's a great 30-yard punt by Ayers.
Yeah, Central Columbia backed up in their own territory here. Mount Carmel looking to kind of their momentum stopped a little bit offensively. They're trying to get their mojo back here on defense, get a big stop here, change the field position, and put one in the end zone. Let's see if Central Columbia can kind of nix that thought for Mount Carmel.
1st and 10 for the Blue Jays. They'll come out in their pro set. Oh, no, they're going to come out with a loaded backfield again.
Yep.
Gensimer, the deep back, and they're going to pitch
sweep.
it to him, and he's going to try to get around the outside, and there's a lot of Red Tornadoes over there. He's not going to get anywhere. He's going to be lucky if he got back to the line of scrimmage. We'll wait for the spot.
Tell you what, there definitely were Mount Carmel did a good job of flowing to the ball there and making the tackle there for minimal gain, if any. But
it's going to look like no gain, so it'll be 2nd and 10 again for the Blue Jays.
Definitely, and I don't know if you noticed, but Chapman, number 44, is back on the field after going in early before the half to get some treatment. He's back on the field, so that's always good to see.
Absolutely. Always good to see these kids get back out there healthy. So Devlin under center. He's going to look and he's going to hand it to Gensimer. Gensimer makes a nice move and he cuts back across the field, but it's going to be Logan Wills tackling Gensimer before he can really get started. He's only going to pick up around another 3 yards, we'll call it. It's going to be 3rd and 7 from the 10.
Yeah, after Gensimer made that cutback, there was a lot of room on that sideline. Wills with the nice tackle right around the ankles, a little shoelace tackle, saved a big play.
Check that, it'll be a 3rd and 8. And again, knowing what occurred the last time the Blue Jays punted in this situation, you see if they go for the first down or if they're just trying to get some extra yard for their punter.
Yeah.
Devlin's in the shotgun. He's got one receiver to his right, 2 to his left. He's going to go straight back. Here comes the blitz. The screen is on, and he had he had Verse open on the left-hand side, but the throw was a little low.
And looked like,
I think that was 44. Chapman was in the area of Devlin yet again.
yeah, and also Hood, 88 Hood, applying some pressure there on Devlin as well. You know, both guys look like one coming from the linebacker position, one coming from the end position, getting enough pressure there just to alter the throw enough because Verse looked like he might have had some room if he made that catch.
Blue Jays come out to punt. Gregory to do the punting. Widener and Burkowski back to return.
Let's see if Mount Carmel goes after
Gregory,
it again.
More time this time. He gets a nice punt, nice spiral. Burkowski's calling for a fair catch. He's going to take that at about the 49-yard line. So the Red Tornadoes will set up shop 1st and 10 on the Central Columbia 49-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to be in plus territory, but barely in plus territory. That was a very good punt there by Gregory.
And in that case, again, and we talked about it originally, when the Red Tornadoes blocked the punt and got the safety for their only 2 points. And again, they are trailing 7-2 with 6:06 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The snap was low as well. That snap was a little cleaner. Gregory got it out.
Yeah, that was probably something that was preached at halftime. You know, when we're in those short yard situations, got to get a better
Red
snap.
Tornadoes come out really tight, and Reisinger's going to hand it to Ayers, and Ayers is looking for some room somewhere, and he's going to bully his way all the way down to the 42-yard line, so we'll call it a gain of 7.
And Ayers looked like he got right behind number 26, the fullback Troutman there, and followed him right through the gap.
It's going to look like...
29, Dowcus.
And that's 34, Mungo getting up off the bottom of the pile there, as well as looks like it's going to be number 2, Schechterly. And Schechterly is going to stay down for a second here, so we're going to take a break and get him checked out. Dan, there was nowhere for Ayers to run on that play, and he picked up, they picked up 7 yards.
Yeah, that's one of those things. It looks like they kind of got bottled up at the line. The offensive line might not have gotten such a great push. But once Ayers got behind him, I think as a lineman, you feel that back behind you. That gives you a little extra motivation, gets you to keep your feet moving and push forward when he's on your back, really, really following you to the promised land.
Absolutely. As the trainers are out with Schechterly, it seems to be a good time to talk about Star Physical Fitness and Physical Therapy and Fitness in Marion Heights, rehabilitation and fitness training, serving local sports teams and area residents. Star's been a pillar of this community for a long time at this point, as well as Family Home Medical on 4th and Oak in Mount Carmel. Family Home helping seniors to stay in their homes with professional nursing care and assisted living. Schechterly is up, and he'll be walking off under his own power, heading to the sideline. He'll get a couple of helmet taps and high fives from the teammates, and seems like he'll be back here shortly.
Yeah, it looks like it might have possibly been just a cramp.
So the Red Tornadoes look 2nd and 3 from the 42-yard line. 5:40 left in the 3rd quarter. They're trailing 7-2, still looking to get the season's first touchdown on the board. Reisinger in the gun. Going to take the snap. He's going to hand it to Ayers. Ayers has a host of Red Tornadoes in front of him, but my goodness, that's Verse again. Yeah. Jared Verse, number 23, knifed through some of the blockers and threw Ayers down. Only really picked up a yard.
Yeah, that was a very good play by Verse. It looked like, as you said, it did look like Ayers actually almost got past Verse, and Verse was able to come off of his block and make a tackle there.
Sending Cricky into the formation. Reisinger on the sideline. Looks like Red Tornadoes are going to go with this form of the Wildcat. I don't know that Coach Darrow would call it a Wildcat, but Ayers is going to take this snap likely. He's got Kricky to his right. They snap it, and he's going to fake it to Kricky. He's going to right up the middle. And he's going to keep pumping his legs all the way down to the 36-yard line. That's going to be more than enough for another Red Tornado first down.
And as we said, you will see Ayers in that form of wildcat occasionally. And I don't know if Central Columbia is aware of it, but Ayers can throw as well.
That's an interesting wrinkle to have. Ayers will come out here. Again, we talked about this earlier. Having Kricky healthy this year, we'll try to spell Ayers as much as possible.
Yeah, that's definitely going to make things a lot easier for Ayers. It's going to have him more fresh defensively and offensively, and as well as the other backs.
Reisinger takes a snap, and it's going to be Widener on the inside handoff again. And he makes a couple great moves, and he's got some blockers. He's going to try to shed another tackle, and he does. He's all the way down. They're going to mark him. Oh, no, they're going to mark him out of bounds all the way back at the 25-yard line.
Oh, and Coach Dara does not look happy. That may have been a bad spot.
Yeah, I think we're going to see it. We're going to check the replay here. Widener's making a couple different moves.
He makes
that's
a
34
stiff arm
Mungo
there.
that's going to get a push on him. And it's hard to see exactly where he is there, but he seemed to have tiptoed that line pretty well. The positive, again, is that even where they mark him out, it's still enough for another first down. So the Red Tornadoes will keep moving forward.
Yeah, that's a fantastic run by Widener. As we said, making moves, using that stiff arm and getting people off of him, avoiding being hit hard, again, as we talked about.
First and 10 from the 25. Reisinger again, another inside handoff to Widener, and Widener is going to shake off a couple tackles. Oh, and he's going to be down at about the 16-yard line.
And now we've seen this, 3-4 times from Mount Carmel this game so far. They're sustaining a drive. They're taking this one a little bit deeper. They're now in the red zone. Let's see if they can convert and punch this one in.
Widener, there's so much going on in the middle of the field when he takes that inside handoff that it's impressive how he keeps his balance. As soon as he's touching the ball, he's bouncing off guys. Sometimes they're in white jerseys, the Blujays. Sometimes they're in red jerseys, the Tornadoes. But he's doing a great job keeping his feet and moving up field.
Yeah, very good change of pace back there.
Absolutely. Reisinger, he's going to hand it. This time it's more straightforward, and it's Kricky. And Kricky's going to be hit initially by Verse. He's going to be met by Gensimer as well, but not before. He does push pretty well, more than enough to pick up the first down. They're going to mark him at what looks to be the 12-yard line. And it's going to be first and 10 for the Red Tornadoes. So that'll be interesting to see if the ability to pick up another first down plays a role.
Yeah, and I'm also interested to see what Central does defensively here. They can run a 4-3, a 5-2, or a 5-3. I'm interested to see if they're going to kind of stuff the box down here in the red zone.
That looks like a pretty heavy 5-3 with the defensive end standing up. Kricky's in motion to the left. Reisinger fakes the pitch, and he goes right up the middle, but Blue Jays were not fooled by that at all. That was 24. Sheholtz made Reisinger put his foot in the ground and get upfield.
Yeah, Reisinger still made something out of nothing there. It didn't look like there was a whole lot there in the middle, but he still was able to get about 4 or 5 yards.
So pick up 4 there, 2nd and 6 from the 7. And the Red Tornadoes, this is as threatening as they've been all season.
Yeah, inside the 10-yard line. Let's see what they can do here.
Coming the wing gun. Reisinger's got Kricky's in motion to the left. They're going to go inside again to Widener. Widener make 2 moves. He's down to the 1-yard line. There are a good number of Blue Jays down there that make a great tackle to prevent him from getting in.
Yeah, that was a great job defensively to make the tackle. Widener made a couple guys miss. Looked like Gensimer and Sheholtz.
Mungo's in there too.
Mungo in there as well, making that tackle down on the 1-yard line.
And they are going to get the first down there. So the Red Tornadoes are going to have first and goal from the 1. Here they come.
First back in there.
Ayers back in there in the quarterback position, and he's going to take the correct snap. He's going right up the middle. He's going to put his head down, and he's going to push, and he's going to get in there. And the first touchdown of the 2008 season for the Red Tornadoes comes with 2 minutes left in the third quarter on a 1-yard plunge by Johnny Ayers.
And I'll tell you what, that's what Ayers brings to the table. As well as being elusive, he can also put his head down and push through there. He didn't even have to touch the ground there.
And look at the sideline, Dan. You see the Red Tornadoes, who are now holding an 8-7 lead. Everybody on the sideline is holding up 2 fingers. The Red Tornadoes are going to go and try to make this a 3-point game here.
Absolutely. That's the play you have to make. The difference between a 1-point game and a 2-point game is nothing. A field goal still takes the lead for Central. Going for 2, I believe, is the right choice.
We'll see what the Red Tornadoes call. Reisinger back in there. So the Red Tornadoes are going to stay tight. Reisinger in the gun. He's got Ayers to his left. Daukus to the left. Oh, Daukus is going to move across the formation to the right with Widener. It's an inside handoff again to Widener, and Widener, he's going to be stood up. He's not going to get in. What a play. I see Reifer. I see Gensimer. That's number 8, number 30. There is a handful of Blue Jays in there.
Now that 2-point conversion could come into play here as a big play defensively for Central Columbia. Any points are big points, and keeping them off the board is always important for the defensive guys.
Wow, what a play by that Central defense.
Yeah, that play was gashing them 6, 7, 8 yards, 10 yards, 15 yards. That whole drive, they were running that inside handoff so well and getting that ball down the field. But when it counted there for Central Columbia, they toughened up and were stout defensively and made that big play.
Absolutely. So the Red Tornadoes now with a little bit of momentum. We're going to see what they can do. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Again, Red Tornadoes now on top 8-7 in the first game of the 2018 season here at the Silver Bowl in Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania. Central Columbia Blue Jays back to receive the kick. It's number 8, Jacob Reifer, number 20, Xander Bradley. Awaiting the kick from number 24, Julian Steller.
And now Mount Carmel's got their first lead of this 2018 season, as you said.
Steller's going to let the officials know he's ready. They give him the whistle. Oh, and it's a little squib kick. It's going to be taken by the front line. That's number 21 for the Blue Jays. He's going to bounce off a couple tacklers before ultimately being run out of bounds. That's 21, Dylan Devon.
Again, as we talked about it on the last kickoff, that may have been a designed play to, kind of getting gashed on the kick returns by the deep returners. Let's kick it to the up guys and see if they can do the same thing.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays at the 38-yard line. And as you pointed out before, Dan, trailing for the first time in this game. We'll see exactly how they choose to approach this. They come out in their pro-I formation. That looks like Mungo in front of Gensimer this time. They're going to hand it to him. Gensimer's around the sideline, off the right side. He's got his head down, and he's running through tacklers all the way down across the 45-yard line. That's going to be a first down and a whole lot more. They're going to mark him down at the Red Tornado 44-yard line.
And as we talked about, that is the type of runner that Gensimer is. He has speed, but he is mostly known for putting his head down and running through tacklers.
Correction on that one. That was not Mungo in front of Gensimer. That was Sheholtz really leading the way there. So the Blue Jays back at it again, same formation, wide receiver to each side, and they're going to pitch it this time to Gensimer. See if he can get outside. He's got a couple great blocks. He puts his head down and takes a big hit from Troutman, not before picking up another 4 yards, 2nd and 6 from the 40.
Yeah, did a good job of getting outside of Mount Carmel's contained player there, but Troutman with the good lateral quickness, as we talked about earlier, to make the tackle for a minimal gain.
Devlin brings the play back to the huddle. Going to have number 20, Xander Bradley, split out to the left. Morrison split out to the right, as he often does, versus the tight end to the right. And it's gonna be a little play action move there. They're gonna fake the toss to Gensimer before they give it to Sheholtz up the middle, but he's not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah, that's a great job by, it looked like, Hood, Troutman, and Chapman there for the quick stop.
Yeah, he's not gonna pick up anything at all. It'll be 3rd and 7. Actually gonna lose a yard. It'll be 3rd and 7 from the 41.
Haven't seen that play all game there, that little misdirection. That Mount Carmel runs a whole lot of misdirection. That's pretty much the bread and butter of their whole offense. Central's more of a straight ahead team. It's interesting to see them try and pull out the misdirection here and there.
It's an offset eye in the backfield for Devlin. He's going to pitch it to Gensimer, and Gensimer's going to get upfield. But again, he's not going to pick up a whole lot. He's going to cross the 40. They're going to mark him at the 39. We're going to look at 4th and 5 here. Now that play, again, that's Chapman for the Red Tornadoes. Gets upfield as the defensive end position, forces Gensimer inside, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter here at the Silver Bowl. where the Red Tornadoes find themselves on top in a defensive struggle, 8-7. We're going to see, it'll be interesting to see how the last 12 minutes of this game play out. Both teams have shown a willingness to throw the ball in the first half. Obviously, Central's had more success than the Red Tornadoes, but both teams, again, when push comes to shove, you go back to what you know, and we've seen a heavy dose of the rush here in the second half.
Yeah, that was something I noticed as well. It seems like most of the third quarter, I didn't see Devlin really air the ball out too much, and you know, Gensimer, it looks like he may be kind of getting into a rhythm offensively, which it may be why they keep going to the well with him. But, you know, they had all that success in the first quarter, putting the ball in the air. We kind of have to see what's going to happen from here.
So, and just as we said, they've been running the ball. Devlin comes out with 4 wide again. He's got double twins, and he's got Gensimer to his left again. In that role, Gensimer's done a lot of personal protecting. It'll be 4th and 5 from the 39. Big play here for the Blue Jays. Devlin goes straight back. He puts his foot in the ground. He's rushed. He's rolling out. Daukus got him. And he's going to make a great pass, and it's going to fall incomplete.
Fantastically covered there by Burkowski. It looked like those balls were in Central's hands. And you were right. He was pressured by Daukus. Big hit put on him by Ayers.
Ayers puts a stick on him at the end.
And Burkowski with the fantastic defensive play. And we do have a Central Columbia player down on the field.
It was a great job by Devlin staying in the pocket and delivering a really catchable ball. It was just well defended by the Red Tornadoes.
Yeah, very well defended. And as we said, Ayers did put a big hit on Devlin. And it does look like it may be Devlin that is down on the field. Let's hope that he's all right.
So as you look towards the south end zone here, where the creature bleachers used to live, we now have a beautiful new addition of Tornado Brick Project, where the Mount Carmel Area School District has begun a Red Tornado Legacy Brick Project, the MCA Silver Bowl, as we do see Devlin get up and off the field. But essentially you can purchase 4x8 or a 6x6, 4x8 or 12x12 inch bricks, so that you can engrave it with certain number of characters and have a brick put here and forever support the Red Tornadoes. That's going to be turn it right over here. So the Red Tornadoes are going to take over. 1st and 10 from their own 39, 11:52 remaining. Reisinger takes the snap, and he's going to give it to Widener again on the inside. And he's got the edge. He's going to move. He's going to use the stiff arm.
And again, that inside rush.
Yep, he's going to get the stiff arm. He's going to be out of bounds at the 49-yard line. It's going to be, again, very close to Red Tornado first down. They opt not to move the chains, and there is another Central Columbia Blue Jay down in the backfield.
As you said, again, you know, that inside handoff has been, you know, chunking Central Columbia's defense. They're doing a fantastic, Mount Carmel's doing a fantastic job of executing that play.
Let's take a second to finish on the Tornado Brick Project. Again, the project's goal is to create a new tradition and gathering place for fans before sporting events at the stadium at the Brick Project site. For more information about the Red Tornado Legacy Brick Project, please contact the MCA Junior Senior High School Principal Office, Athletic Office, District Office, or Jose Gonzalo. Orders can be made by printing the Red Tornado Legacy Brick order form from the school's website and sending in a check to the Mount Carmel Area School District Education Foundation. That was number 12, Ian Huntington, that was down on the play, but he's also up, making his way across the field, so he seems to be just fine. And now they do move the chains. They did determine Widener had picked up enough to call it a first down, so it'll be 1st and 10 Red Tornadoes at their own 49-yard line.
Now let's see if they keep going back to this inside handoff. Obviously, they got to have a little bit of misdirection, kind of miscue to change things up, but that play's been working.
Ayers in motion, and it's a direct snap up the middle. And that's not going to go anywhere, really. They're going to give it straight to a direct snap to Damon Daukus. He's not going to pick up a whole lot there. Call it 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the other 49.
Yeah, that was the second time that they used that play today. Worked for about 3-4 yards earlier in the game. That's usually a short yardage play, just a direct snap to the fullback, the up back there.
Red Tornadoes, wing gun. Daukus and Widener to the right. Ayers to the left. Reisinger awaiting the snap. Widener in motion. They're going to give it to him, and this time it's not an inside handoff, it's an outside handoff, and he's got the sideline. And he's going to get all the way out, down across the 40. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 39-yard line. So again, it'll be another Red Tornado touchdown, first down. Excuse me. Dan, what I'm noticing about that play is it's great to pick up 8 and 9 yards, but Widener, he just can't seem to get wide enough. He runs into the boundary.
Yeah, it does seem like they've been kind of running that play to the boundary, and you know that inside handoff is more of an in-out play. This outside handoff, obviously, you're meant to get to the sideline. Just Central doing a good job of pushing him out of bounds.
Ayers in motion across the left again. This is the inside handoff, and Widener's got some room. He's across the 30. Oh, and he's tripped up. He's tripped up. He's going to mark him down at the 27-yard line.
And it looked like Widener had nothing but open space in front of him, but that touchdown-saving tackle there, I believe that was number 11, correct?
Yes, sir. That's number...
Is that Xander Bradley?
No, that 11 is Zach Smith.
Zach Smith.
It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes. They're going to call it the 28, and with 10:50 left in the fourth quarter, the Red Tornadoes are driving with an 8-7 lead. Reisinger scans the defense. Cricky in motion across the way. Reisinger fakes the pitch and goes right up the middle. He's got some space there. He's across the 20. They're going to mark him down. It looks like the spot's going to be a little short of where he falls. Going to call it the 19-yard line.
And there's that play. We talked about it earlier in the game. It is so effective. If you execute your plays well, and Coach Dara actually spoke with us about this earlier after their scrimmage. When the quarterback is executing his fakes well and carrying out all his boots and things like that, these plays work.
2nd and 1 for the Red Tornadoes from the 19-yard line. Same formation. Cricky in the backfield rather than Ayers. Cricky in motion again. Reisinger, it's the inside handoff to Widener, and he's going to do what he's been doing all night. He's going to pick up another first down. The Red Tornadoes sideline, you can see they're kind of starting to feel something. It's going to be all the way down to the 19-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 from there for the Red Tornadoes.
And I don't know if you noticed that there, but that is the kind of stuff that I love to see. Number 29 Daukus and 88 Hood on a double-team block there, driving their man downfield, and then getting excited afterwards.
Check that, gain of 5 from the 19 down to the 14. 1st and 10. Cricky still in there behind Reisinger, and he's going to take the snap up the middle, and he doesn't have a whole lot of places to go. It's going to be Verse in there, certainly 24 Sheholtz. I see Gensimer getting up off the pile, as well as, looks like it's going to be number 79, Chris Funson.
Yeah, that was another, another tough run there. Central kind of clogged the middle up. Not a whole lot of room for Karicki there. Did a good job of getting just one, but that was a great job by Central's defense to toughen up in the middle.
Clock ticking down towards 9 minutes. Red Tornadoes on top, 8-7. 2nd and 8 from the 13 here. Reisinger takes a snap. It's inside to Widener again. Widener's got the edge, and he's going to go in. He's going to walk in. Touchdown, Red Tornadoes.
And wow, what another, that play has continued to work. And I don't know if Central is just not, Mount Carmel is just executing their play so well.
Well, and it looks like the difference on this one is that we'll have to take a look. It looks like number 1, Karicki gets out there and gets enough of the corner. It allows Widener to get the edge. And once he gets past that, he could have walked in from 5 yards out. It winds up being a 13-yard touchdown run for Shane Widener.
Yes, and as you see, they have those 2 pulling backs and the back in the backfield leading that play. It's designed to work well, and Mount Carmel runs it to perfection.
Red Tornadoes bring Julian Stellar out to attempt the first kick, the first extra point of his Red Tornado career. It's a good snap, it's a good hold, the kick is up, and the kick is right down the middle. The Red Tornadoes take a 15-7 lead in their home opener with 8 minutes and 49 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Now, Jim, I'm interested to see if Central goes back to the well, or to what was working for them in the first half and starts throwing the ball here now. Down a touchdown, down 8 points here. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, and they're running out of time. I'm interested to see what Central's move is here.
I'm interested to see if at this point, if that 2-point conversion makes a difference, if that winds up making a difference. It winds up being an enormous play by the Blujays defense. The Red Tornadoes come out, and the offense does what it needs to do. It comes down the field. It puts another touchdown on the board. Again, you can kind of feel the atmosphere. There's some excitement. There's some buzz. The Red Tornadoes are starting to possibly smell blood in the water.
I agree. You see this sideline, Mount Carmel sideline, through the first half, down 7-2 in the first half, kind of a little apprehensive, a little down and out. But now they got the lead back, or they've added on to their lead. And this sideline, these players, they all look damped up, and they're ready to go for this next defensive series.
Stellar set to kick off. Reifer and Bradley deep for the Blujays, trying to get a spark, trying to start something to mount a potential game-tying drive. Again, it's another low-line drive. It's going to be picked up by Sheholtz, it looks like, at the 35-yard line. He's making a couple moves, and he's got the sidelines. He's all the way down across midfield. He's going to be out of bounds. Let's see where they mark him. On the far sideline there, in the central sideline, they're going to mark him at the 46-yard line. So really a great run, a great return.
Yeah, that was a great job there by the Central up back there with the, kind of really making something out of nothing. As we said, it's tough to get that low line drive kick. It's tough to handle it, but he handled it well, made a couple moves, and got them in plus territory.
Central with a fairly short field here to try to mount something. They're going to come out in the gun, 2 to his left, 2 to his right. Devlin's going to take the snap. He's going to go straight back, and he's got number 7, Eli Morrison, out in the flats. He's going to cross the 40. He's going to get all the way down to the 40. It's going to be the 36-yard line. Really nice play there, Dan.
Very good play in space there by Widener, but that was a well-designed pass play. You see that in the NFL a lot, they do those designed pick plays. It was Verse ran a slant off of the outside, and it was a quick out, and it worked to perfection.
Yeah, those quick outs are definitely a way to kind of neutralize the pressure the Red Tornado defense has been getting on Devlin.
Absolutely. Just let him take the snap, one step, and get the ball out.
Same look out of the Blujays. Devlin in the shotgun, Gensimer to his left. He's going to take the snap, and again, he's going straight back, and it's another quick out. That time it's Bradley. Oh, and he's going to break a tackle, and he makes a nice move. And he's all the way down to the 15-yard line, the 25-yard line, excuse me.
Yeah, that was a very good job by Bradley. Able to shake off the tackle by Chapman there. Kind of ducked under the tackle by Chapman, and then picked up the extra yards to get the first down with, looked like Widener finishing off that tackle.
And there's a Bluejay down on the far sideline. We'll take another officials timeout here. I want to thank some more sponsors that we have here at WKMC TV. K&S Music, Route 487 in Paxinas. You can find everything for the beginner or professional musician. We'd like to thank their experienced staff who continue to provide quality instruments and instruction. Also, UNB Bank, complete banking services from your friends at UNB. Verano Insurance, providing all types of insurance for home, businesses, and individuals. Again, this being the 50th anniversary of WKMC TV. Certainly can't thank these folks enough that have been supportive and continue to support the school and these kids that work so hard to put this beautiful product out there for folks to enjoy.
Absolutely. I mean, I remember even back in my playing days, since that was so long ago, Jim, making sure that I saw all the broadcasts on Wednesdays, on WKMC TV.
So the teams will break their huddles here. It looks like the Blujays are going to come out. Once again, the shotgun. This time, Gensimer will be to Devlin's right. He's going to take the snap and go straight back again. He's going to roll out. He's being pressured. He's got Ayers. Oh, and he reverses Fields, and he's got to look. My goodness, it's going to be incomplete. It's going to fall incomplete. Devlin was running for his life again. He put his foot in the ground. He reverse field, was able to get the ball out.
Get the ball out and deliver an accurate throw. But Nick Troutman there to defend the pass and knock that ball down. Very good job defensively staying in coverage.
With the exception of the long touchdown pass to Bradley early on, I don't know that Devlin's had anybody who's really wide open tonight.
No, I don't think so. He's either been throwing his receivers open or he's been under too much duress to even get a chance to find an open receiver, it seems.
Devlin takes the snap again. He goes straight back a little bit. He steps up and he's going to stop and roll back. He's retreating. He's rolling out. He's going to throw it across his body, and it's going to be almost caught. There's going to be a flag thrown late. That was a dangerous throw from Devlin. He's rolling to his left, throws it in the middle of the field. We had a little tip drill going on, and Gensimer almost comes down with it.
Yeah, that is occasionally a dangerous thing.
And the officials are going to call a pass interference penalty on the Red Tornadoes there, and it'd be interesting. The flag seemed like it came in a little bit late, potentially after the tip, and it looks like that's what the Red Tornado sideline's upset about.
Yeah, it definitely seemed late, and obviously knowing the rules of the game as the referees do. Let's see if we can get a look here.
Again, you see Devlin,
as you
he
said,
keeps backtracking, and he just kind of floats it out there, and it really comes down to when they saw the contact.
Yeah, I mean, after the ball's initially tipped, there is no longer pass interference. For those out there who are not entirely sure of the rule, after the ball is originally tipped, no pass interference.
But pass interference was the call, so it's going to be
correct.
1st and 10 for the Blue Jays on the 14-yard line. 8 minutes left, trailing the Red Tornadoes 15-7. Devlin in the gun, takes it, and it's a fake. It's going to be a draw against him up the middle. He's got nowhere to go. They're going to see Ayers in there. You're going to see number 4, Logan Wills again.
Yeah, and as we said earlier in the, early on in this broadcast, these linebackers are the guys that are around the ball the most. Linebackers in the ends, the guys that are setting the edge, and then the guys that are filling the gaps after the edge is set. Those are the guys making the majority of the tackles. But you can't forget about those big, tough guys in the middle. They're the ones clogging everything up and making these guys bounce it out, the Central Columbia runners to bounce the ball outside and giving the other defenders a chances to make the tackles.
They're going to call that a gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Central's back to their bread and butter. They're going to be in this I formation. They're going to go a hard count. There's going to be a jump there. We'll see if the Red Tornadoes jumped or if they were lured off sides. We'll wait for the officials' call. Looked like they jumped, but that's the way it's going to go.
Offsides.
It's going to be a 5-yard penalty against the Red Tornadoes. It's going to turn that 2nd and 9 into a 2nd and 4 from the 8. We need to see this Red Tornado defense really tighten up.
Yeah, this is they kind of call this the gut check. This is where the game is on the line. We're going to see which team wants it more down here in the red zone.
Central comes to the line. I formation, Schechterly in front of Gensimer. Devlin's going to hand it to Gensimer. He's going to go right up the middle. He picks his way, and he's going to get in. That's going to be a touchdown. Isaac Gensimer, number 30, on an 8-yard run. So with 6:42 left in the game, Central Columbia now trails the Red Tornadoes 15-13.
And as you said before this drive started, Jim, this is going to be the play of the game to this point. We are going to see if this 2-point conversion could tie the game for Central, or it could keep the lead for Mount Carmel. A lot on the line on this play.
Well, these are two teams that, as we talked about before, definitely have postseason hopes and postseason expectations. Central Columbia moving up to AAA this year is thought to be kind of the toast of the town in the PHAC, and they certainly want to get off on a right foot.
Absolutely, and
they're going to come out in the shotgun. Devlin's going to go straight back, and he's going to get blitzed. He rolls, and he's got the throw. He's going to make the throw. Oh, my goodness. He didn't get in.
What a fantastic tackle by Widener.
Oh, my goodness. Devlin had Morrison on an out.
Yes.
Widener played it as well as he could, and he stuck Morrison and dropped him for no gain.
And
the Red Tornadoes are going to hang on to their 15-13 lead.
And what a tackle, what a play. As we said, Widener, a lot of play last year, comes into this season, not a senior, but still a big leader on this team and making a humongous play in the biggest spot of the game so far.
My goodness, what a play. And it looks like there's going to be a Central Columbia Blue Jay down. I believe that's Morrison is being tended to.
But as we talked about, Jim, that was a fantastic play by Widener there. Biggest play of the game, biggest spot of the game, and coming up big there.
Wow. Wow, you can almost still feel the energy here, the excitement there. As Morrison gets up and he's going to walk off under his own power again, thank goodness.
Yes.
With 6:42 left, the Red Tornadoes now have a 15-13 lead and are set to receive the ball here. You know, you watch Widener, been watching him all night. He's a very emotional kid.
Yeah, very much so. And he seems like if he goes, Mount Carmel goes. If he's got that energy up and he's pumping the team up, the rest of the team is ready to go and they're all pumped up. You saw after that tackle, he got up, he threw his hands in the air, and the sideline went crazy.
So absolutely. So the Blue Jays set to kick off again. It's going to be number 4, Brandon Gregory. Gregory out there is a 6-foot senior. The Red Tornadoes expecting some sort of a squib kick or a short kick. They've got a second line way up. They only have Kricky way back. And Gregory's going to pooch it to the second line. It's going to be fielded by number 9, Tyler Owens. And he's going to take it and he's going to go right down. That's great coaching.
That is great coaching, and that is the right play to make by Tyler Owens. That short, high kick is so hard to field. You field it, you feel the pressure, go to the ground, have your teammates cover you up and cover that ball.
Yeah, that's just a great job. That's a kid that knows exactly what he was supposed to do in that moment. He was in the moment, and he executed to perfection.
Absolutely, 100% great play.
With 6:42 left here, we'll see what the Red Tornadoes are going to do. See if they try to milk some of this clock or if they want to put another one in on the Blue Jays here.
I'd like to see some aggressiveness and trying to score again.
Reisinger going to take the snap and hand it to Ayers, and Ayers is going to go up the middle. He's going to go across the 40-yard line. I'm going to mark him down at about the 42. Call it 2nd and 5 from the Red Tornadoes' 42-yard line.
And again, that was a great run right up the middle for Ayers. You know, nothing fancy, kind of just a straight dive out of the backfield. But that's what Mount Carmel does well. They're a running team, and they're doing a great job of it, especially on these last 2 drives. Hoping to sustain that momentum this drive as well.
Red Tornadoes, wing gun, Reisinger with Ayers to his left. Widener comes in motion. They're going to fake it to Widener and give it to Ayers right up the middle, and he's going to put his head down, and he's going to cross the 45. And he's not going to get a whole lot further than that. They'll call him down at the 46. He's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 here.
As you talked about earlier in the game, Jim, it seems like Mount Carmel on this drive, these last 2 plays, they're staying right on schedule. You know, they're not set up for long 3rd downs. This is the kind of 3rd down conversion that Mount Carmel wants to be, you know, this is the position they want to be in, 3rd and 1.
Reisinger comes to the sideline. Kricky goes in. Again, expect Ayers in the Wildcat here, and that's what we get. It's Ayers. He's got Kricky to his right. Daukus and Widener also to his right, along with Chapman. The snap's coming to Ayers. Ayers is going to pick his way, and he's going to push guys, and he's going to pull forward, and he's going to be very close to the first down.
Very close. We may need the chains out for this one.
That was a great surge by the Blue Jays.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed, Ayers put his hand right on Kricky there and kind of went right behind him. Kricky blocking almost as he had the ball.
They're going to mark it. They're going to call it a first down. Red Tornadoes. A huge first down as the clock is now under 5 minutes. And Red Tornadoes clinging to a 2-point lead. Ayers is going to come off. Reisinger back in. The Red Tornadoes will go back to, as you said, Dan, trying to stay on schedule.
Stay on schedule. That's especially these drives, you know, got the lead late in the game. These are the drives that you want to stay on schedule. Get your 4 or 5 yards of play. Continue to get first downs.
Reisinger waits the snap. He's got Kricky to his left. Kricky in motion across the formation. Reisinger's going to hand it to Widener coming across, and Widener's got one guy on the outside. That's going to be 11. Oh, and he's going to be out of bounds, knocked out of bounds at the 49-yard line. A great play for the Blue Jays by number 11, Zach Smith. He's the corner on that side, and he held up right. He didn't let Widener get the edge.
Yeah, he rode that out. You know, Widener trying to get him off of him with the stiff arm. He rode him out to the sideline, kept him, from getting that sideline and getting down it for a touchdown. Turned it into only a 5-yard gain for Widener. But again, great job by Widener on the run.
Give him where his right foot ended up here, so it'll be 2nd and 5 from the Red Tornadoes from the Central Columbia 48-yard line. Reisinger watching that clock in the end zone, eating up all the time he can. He's gonna snap. It's a fake pitch to Karicki. Reisinger goes up the middle. He's gonna pick up about 2 more, we'll call it.
And it looks like they actually snuffed that play out this time.
Yep.
Last 2 times that they tried to run, Mount Carmel ran this play, that would have gotten them a first down. They were picking up 5, 6, 7 yards with that misdirection kind of quarterback draw there.
Pick up 1, 3rd and 4, 4 minutes left. Ayers back in. Karicki made his way to the sideline.
Again, 3rd and 4, not 3rd and 1, but still staying on schedule.
Central Columbia. Oh, the Red Tornadoes go with a hard count, and it looks like the Blue Jays came across the ball.
Let's see if they were drawn off, though. Let's check it out.
That's going to be an offsides call. It's going to be 5 yards and give the Red Tornadoes a first down. My goodness.
And wow, what a pivotal play. That is a pivotal moment, a 3rd and 4. Central so amped up to try and get the stop and force a 4th down for Mount Carmel. Just a little too amped up, come across the line and give up that first down.
All right, Tornadoes are going to get a brand new set of downs here. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. That clock is ticking. We'll see. It's about 15 on the play clock now. We'll see what Ayers does. And he's going to stand and he's going to stare at it. He's going to count backwards here. Wait till about 4 seconds. He'll start his cadence. The ball is snapped. He gives it to Ayers up the middle. And Ayers is rough. He's running hard. They're going to call him down at the 36-yard line. It's going to be another gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Just bouncing off defenders there. It looks like Gensimer and Verse finally able to bring him down after a gain, like you said, a gain of 6 or 7 there. But just bouncing off defenders, that's what we talked about with Ayers. That's what he's able to do.
And Central Columbia is in a position now where they're forced to use their first timeout of the second half. The Red Tornadoes are really starting to move the ball.
And this is what Mount Carmel wants to do. They're eating up clock. Central, as you said, forced to use one of those timeouts. And again, as we talked about, Mount Carmel staying on schedule. Got a 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4 coming up here. And if they could get another first down, again, forcing Central to use those timeouts.
What a luxury for Coach Dara. I mean, all game you've had really Widener's been your big play guy. He's the one picking up yards, 7, 8, 9 yards at a clip. And yet down here late in the game, you have a 4-year starter you get to turn and give the ball to and say, hey, 27, go pick up some first downs.
And also, as we talked about it earlier, the depth at the skill position. There are so many talented players that can touch that ball in the backfield. It seems like Ayers is playing in the first quarter. He's so fresh because they kept, replacing him with Karicki.
Red Tornadoes come to the line with 3:19 left, 2nd and 3 from the 35, and it's going to be Ayers up the middle, and he's going to pick up some yardage, and there's going to be, it looks to be a face mask is going to be called on that one. Ayers is down at right around the 30, which is going to be a first down in its own right, but it did look like there was a face mask on the tackle.
Yeah, that's what I saw as well. We'll see what the referees saw here.
They're going to call it.
Yep, and they are going to walk off. Oh, 5-yard. Must have been an inadvertent face mask.
We have the 5-yard variety there, but nevertheless, 1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes at the 25-yard line. The Blue Jays are going to take their 2nd time out of the game.
And again, we've said this is what Mount Carmel wanted to do. Get that first down, force Central to use another timeout. It is exactly what Mount Carmel wants to do on this drive, holding only a 2-point lead. And if Mount Carmel holds this out for the next 3 minutes and 13 seconds here and gets the W, that pivotal 2-point conversion stop by Widener still rings as the play of the game. And I can't express how important that play was.
Absolutely. And here's the thing, Dan. It's 9:30 at night, all but 9:30 on August 24th. It's still about 65 degrees out here. I know we can feel the heat up here. I'm certain the kids can feel it on the field. And you're seeing a Red Tornado offensive line that is asked to pull and run and get out in front of blockers. Somehow, not only are they still out there, but they're stronger.
Yeah, this team is extremely well conditioned, as we can see from this game.
Reisinger takes the snap. Oh, and he fights. Reisinger mishandles the snap, but he falls on it. My goodness, Bryce is averted.
Yeah, that was very, very close to being a humongous momentum swing in Central Columbia's favor, but Reisinger did a good job of falling on the ball. Now, again, still could be a momentum swing. Big loss there.
Yeah, that's a big loss indeed. It's going to be 2nd and 16 now for the Red Tornadoes. Again, still clinging to a 15-13 lead with 2:42 and counting here. Same formation the Red Tornadoes have gone with almost all night. Reisinger's got Ayers to his left. He's got Widener and Daukus on the wing. Jack Chapman's on that side as well. Sorry, check that. That's Mike Hood. Jack Chapman on the other side. Red Tornadoes let that play clock tick down. Reisinger's taking, and it's going to be Widener inside, and he's going to jump over a tackler, and he's working the outside. You see, he's going to get all the way down to the 26-yard line. Widener's able to pick up an extra yard on that play. The Blue Jays are ripping at the ball.
Yes, it was number 12 for Central Columbia, Isaac Huntington, really trying to strip that ball away from Widener. Widener did a fantastic job of the points of pressure on the ball, not losing contact with the points of pressure and getting that extra yard there.
3rd and 10 for the Red Tornadoes. The clock continues to wind. Minute 47 and counting. Reisinger brings them up to the line. He's got to get the snap off. And it's going to go straight up the middle. It's going to be Daukus, but it did look like there was a little bit of movement on the Red Tornado sideline, or the Red Tornadoes side.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a motion penalty. It'll be 5 yards, bring up 3rd and 15 from the 31.
Yeah, they were letting that play clock wind down all the way to 0. I wasn't sure if that was going to be a delay game penalty or a motion penalty, but as you said, they caught the illegal motion. That'll be a 5-yard, back them up another 5 yards.
Now this is an interesting situation for Coach Dara. Again, as we said previously, this offense isn't really built to pick up 15 yards at a clip, so more than likely they'll go with what they know. I just try to keep that clock running.
Yes, absolutely. You got to think Central's going to want at least one timeout if they get the ball back here before the end of the game. So they may save that timeout, and its clock will run.
Reisinger takes a snap, and it's Ayers right up the middle, and Ayers makes a move. He makes 2 moves, and he's not going to get a whole lot. He's not going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. That's going to be 24, Kai Sheholtz on the tackle. Central's going to use their 3rd timeout of the game as the Red Tornadoes are faced with what's essentially going to be a 4th and 15 from the 28.
Okay, so here we go. Big moment in the game. Let's see how Coach Dara wants to play it. As you said, this drive, they've sustained a good drive, and somehow, this has been a 5-6 minute drive already. Haven't picked up a whole lot of yardage, but done just enough. I'm interested to see what Coach Dara does here. If we go with a little pooch punt, try and pin them deep. I'm interested to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, it isn't. I can't imagine. I see Reisinger out there. I can't imagine them trying to punt the ball. There are too many things that can go wrong.
Absolutely.
If you want to try to hit for all 15 yards, maybe go back to the Widener inside handoff and see if he can find a seam.
Yeah.
Otherwise, give it to your horse, give it to Ayers, and let him just pick up what he can.
Yeah, definitely want to keep the ball on the ground though. Definitely not going to put it in the air. Chance. Stopping the clock.
And they're going to hand it. Oh, and he is going to throw it. Reisinger, he's throwing it to the end zone, and he's got Hood. And it's a touchdown! Red Tornado touchdown! That's number 28, Shane Widener with a 28-yard touchdown reception. My goodness, what a call.
Coach Dara making the biggest call of the game here. Nobody would have expected him to put the ball in the air, trying to keep the clock running. Central no longer having 8 timeouts. But that was such a gutsy call by Coach Dara, and that shows faith in your players. That shows faith in your players to execute that play to perfection as they did.
And that's That's unbelievable. That is faith in everybody because you know that Central's stacking the box. They're going to stop that run. They're going to get the ball back. And Coach Darris says, nope, we're going to go play action, give you an extra second to get here, and then go over to the top.
Yep, that's so much faith.
Stellar out to kick his second extra point here. Going to be a lot of jumping around. We're going to get a motion on the Red Tornadoes.
False start, Mount Carmel.
Make this extra point a little more interesting. But the Red Tornadoes are now on top, 21-13 with 1 minute and 23 seconds remaining in this game.
Again, that is an 8-point lead. This extra point means a whole lot with 1:23 remaining.
So the extra 5 yards is going to make it about a 24-yard kick for number 24, Stellar. They get a good rush, but he gets it up, and that didn't have too much of a chance. It's low and left. So the Red Tornadoes, again, are up 21-13. It is still a one-possession game with 1:23 left.
You know, that's a lot of pressure on the holder there. Tyler Owens trying to handle a difficult snap. Was able to get the ball down, but looked like it didn't even get onto the block. Julian Stellar didn't have a great opportunity to put that one through. But as Mount Carmel has done all game, got to lean on their defense. Holding this Central, high-powered Central offense to 13 points to this point has been more than impressive. Let's give it back to the defense. Let them take us home.
Absolutely, and we see there are numerous stories this week of the relationship between Coach Dennis and Trey Devlin on the Central Columbia side and the trust that he has in Devlin. So it'll be interesting to see if he does kind of give him free reign to run this offense and try to make something happen here. Down by 8 with 1:23 left on the road and no timeouts.
Yeah, this may be the perfect opportunity for Coach Dennis to do that. You know, gonna have to run high pace, you know, up-tempo offense.
Stellar to kick to Reefer and Bradley. And he's going to squib it. No chance for a return on this one. It's going to be picked up by number 84. 84, that is Cole Heinzelman. And he's going to do what he can. Not a whole lot going on there. He's going to be tackled to the 35-yard line.
That was good coverage by Troutman, and it looked like Karicki as well, getting down there, delivering a big hit to him. Oh, and Dylan Pupo as well in there.
So now, this is it. We'll see what the Red Tornadoes. Again, this is a challenging situation, especially if you're the Red Tornadoes, because you almost have to change your stripes a little bit. They're an aggressive defense. They like to stack the box. And now you know in this case, Central's going to try to go over the top.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to be difficult for Mount Carmel, but I believe they are up to the challenge.
Devlin in the gun, two to his left, two to his right. He's going to drop straight back. Red Tornadoes get a good rush. Logan Wills, but he's able to evade it. And he's got a good completion out there to Eli Morrison.
And Morrison.
Does Devlin. He's out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Again, that's going to be, sorry, check that, 43-yard line.
And Morrison does a good job on that play of being aware of where he is on the field. And it looked like he almost lunged to the sideline to make sure he got out of bounds to stop the clock.
1:11 left. Central Columbia down 21-13, but with the ball. Devlin in the shotgun. Gensimer to his left, two to his right. Two receivers split out left. He goes straight back. The Red Tornadoes still trying to. He's got a good pocket. He's going to move in the pocket.
He's got some room. He's
across
down
the
the
50. He's at the
sideline.
40. And he's going to jump out of bounds at the 42-yard line of the Red Tornadoes. Again, stopping the clock with 1:04 left.
And that was Troutman who forced him out of bounds. Troutman, as we said, great lateral quickness, getting over to the sideline, ready to deliver a blow to Devlin. Devlin making the smart play, stepping out of bounds, avoiding the contact.
Yeah, Devlin's been on the move a lot this game, but that seemed like the first time that he actually looked to run as opposed to unload the ball. So it's 1st and 10 from the 42. Same formation, Devlin in the gun. Two receivers to his right, two receivers to his left. Takes a snap and drops straight back. He's moving to his right again. He's trying to direct his offense. He throws it in the middle of nowhere. Burkowski's going to pick it off at the 19-yard line. He's going to fall down at the 25.
And that play was made by the pressure from Logan Wills. Logan Wills pressured Devlin, did not allow him. He did the right thing. Instead of over pursuing, he broke down, put pressure on Wills on Devlin in the backfield here, and put a hit on him. and allowed Burkowski to come down with that. It was almost like catching a punt, just like he does.
Trey Devlin had Schechterly on that side. As he rolled out, he tried to motion for Schechterly to go deep, but the pressure was so intense from Wills that Schechterly didn't have a chance to get there, and when he lofted it up there, there was nobody there. So the Red Tornadoes, in their own version of the victory formation, they're going to snap it to Reisinger. He's going to take a knee at the 20-yard line.
And coming into this game, Mount Carmel was 12-0.
I'm going to see exactly what's happening here. It doesn't look like the clock is moving.
Yeah, have something going on here.
47.8 left. The Red Tornadoes with the ball and the lead. Central Columbia Tigers have no timeouts left, no opportunity to stop the clock. The Red Tornadoes did snap it. Reisinger did take a knee. The down marker showing second down. But the clock is not moving.
Yeah,
the officials are standing over the ball. There seems to be some conversation going on, but regardless, whenever they get this sorted out, the Red Tornadoes will be.
The officials set the clock back to 53 seconds.
We'll see if they flip that down marker back or not. Doesn't look like it. Another snap. Reisinger will take a knee at the 20. The clock will continue to run under 50. And Dan, we talked with Coach Dara about their Mount Carmel special victory formation.
Yes, and for those of you who are curious why stay in the shotgun to take a knee, why take such the loss, as quarterback Reisinger is in the shotgun all game long, it actually is more likely for him to have a missed snap going back under center because he's not under center for the entire game. So that's the reasoning behind that for anybody that's curious.
They're going to snap it again, and Reisinger's going to take a knee, and the Red Tornadoes are not going to have to run another play. We've got 10 seconds left. The Central Columbia Blue Jays have come to the Mount Carmel area, come to the Silver Bowl to challenge the Red Tornadoes, put up a valiant effort, but ultimately as the clock drops down to 0, the Red Tornadoes are going to start their season 1-0 on the heels of a 21-13 victory against a very, very good Central Columbia team.
Yes, and Mount Carmel is now 13-0 all-time against Central Columbia. Coming into this game, they were 12-0. Central was looking to knock Mount Carmel off for the first time in history. Not able to do it. Central has a fantastic team. I look for them to, I'm going to be seeing them in the Class 3A district playoffs. And Mount Carmel, as you said, starting off 1-0.
Well, what's interesting is the play by Widener to stop the two-point conversion means so much. It's such a big play in the moment, and then he overshadows himself with the 28-yard touchdown reception that effectively ices the game.
Yes, definitely iced the game. It was amazing.
And there's so many big plays in a game like this so late. We have the stop on the two-point conversion, the touchdown, Burkowski's interception that's forced almost entirely by the pressure Wills puts on Devlin. I think if you're the Red Tornadoes, your coach John Dara, you have to be proud because your guys came out and they gutted this game through.
Yeah, they played as a team throughout the entire game, and as you said, they gutted this one out. This was a tough, hard-fought win for Mount Carmel, and Central Columbia should go away from this game with not feeling bad for themselves or anything like that. They played against a very tough Mount Carmel team, and they have a very tough team themselves.
Absolutely. It was, as you said, it was a hard-fought game. The beginning, the first half was a little shaky for the Red Tornadoes. Again, they go into the locker room with 2 points. I would be curious when we get Jose here. I wonder if he can recall another instance where the Red Tornadoes went not with 0 or 3 or 7 or any of those numbers, but with 2 points.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting thing. As we said, that was actually, even though it got Mount Carmel 2 points there, very smart play by Gregory to kind of knock that ball out of the back of the end zone and keep Mount Carmel from getting that 6 or 7 points on the board there. Absolutely.
I mean, the Red Tornadoes have a lot to take away from this game. I think one of the things that, at least from what we can see, is that they're going to have Southern Columbia come in here next week, and they're going to be healthy.
Yes, they're definitely going to be healthy. It looked like Chapman, like as we said, the only Mount Carmel player that looked like went down was Chapman, and he was back out on the field, maybe in a little bit of a limited role, but still back out on the field, healthy enough to get out on the field, and we will see him back next week. And for Mount Carmel, they're looking like they're going to have a good chance against Southern next week.
Yeah, and it looks like Jose's ready for us. So, Jose, what'd you think?
You guys can hear me? You okay?
Yes, sir.
We
All
hear
right,
you.
let's do the stats first, and we'll talk a little bit.
Perfect.
For Central, 21 rushing attempts for 62 yards, 9 of 17 passing for 195, which is really a pretty good number. 10 first downs. For Mount Carmel, 53 rushes, 242 yards, 5 of 12 passing for 42 yards, 19 first downs. Guys, one of the things that I think stuck out, and if I didn't mention him tonight, it would be totally unfair. That's Shane Widener.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You guys, he had 16 carries, 129 yards, and a big catch for a touchdown for 28, and a great play on defense. He had just an exceptional night, and it's nice because everybody just can't sit here looking at Johnny. Johnny's acquitted himself quite well. 17 rushes for 82 yards. So it was a very balanced attack, and I think that if we put this thing together, we're going to be all right.
Yeah, I completely agree, Jose. We were kind of joking right before you got on about Widener, that Widener's play down near the goal line to prevent the 2 points was such a big play, and does he not come back and catch an even bigger touchdown? That's the play that we're talking about.
Well, the interesting thing to me was that the Sally, they never stopped it.
No.
I mean, they knew it was coming. They had to, but they never worked on it, and we ran it until they take it away.
And that's
that's
what we talked
Danny,
about.
you were around for that kind of stuff, and you just do it.
Absolutely, and that's one of those things. As Coach Dara, calling the plays out there, why not keep going to the well? If they're not going to stop it, keep running it.
I thought
and the other thing, I think defensively we really did a good job in the second half. It took us a little while to get going, but there were so many close sacks, things where we almost had them, but hey, it's early. You don't have doubles.
Right.
And I don't think you're used to the speed of the game until you actually have speed of the game. So we're going to be all right.
Yeah, I completely agree. It was interesting to see kind of as the game went on. We were talking about the offensive line for Mount Carmel, and in this offense, they're asked to do a lot. They move, they pull, and it's still 65 degrees out and humid, and they looked like they were getting stronger.
No, I think you're right. I think conditioning-wise, we were in really good shape. We had very little cramping, where I think Central had quite a few. And we had some great hits. I can mention Logan Wills down here with this quarterback. And, it was a team effort as usual. Chappie gutting it out and coming back in the second half. Limited, like you guys said, but still a great job just being out there and knowing where to be instead of having a freshman out there without a JV game.
Right.
Right, absolutely. And
a lot of good things, guys.
I definitely agree with you. I think they did a fantastic job. And as you said, I think if they can keep this up and stay healthy, I think that we got a pretty good opportunity to make another district run here as they did last year.
Oh, there's no doubt. We're going to play next week, and I know we're looking forward to it. And as I'm sure Southern is, we played them tougher than anybody in our 2 games last year, and there's no reason to believe that we won't do that again.
Absolutely. Jose, one thing for you here. The call at the end of the game to go to Widener, the fourth down, to not only throw it, but to go play action when you know they're going to be in the box, they're going to key on errors. What is that? Could you feel that on the sideline?
No, not at all. One of the kids said, we have to throw, and I said, son, I've been around too long, and I've seen screens picked off and passes picked off. That ball's not going anywhere near the air.
Yep.
And I apologized to him after. I said, well, that shows you what I know.
We said the same thing.
I said it to Jimmy. I said Central with no more timeouts. I can't see them doing anything but putting the ball on the ground here, and then it almost immediately going over the top for the touchdown.
Well, now that you look at it, he threw it in the end zone. and I guess he's hoping the worst thing could happen. Even if it's intercepted, it's dead ball or whatever in the end zone. As long as they don't run it back, it's where are we going to punt the ball? We're on
Right,
a 30,
absolutely.
28.
Right.
28. So, hey, interesting. That's why we play these things, right?
That's right.
How'd you guys do? You do all right tonight?
Yeah, I think we did all right here, Jose. We got to work through some rhythms. That's really what it is. It's a lot of fun up here. We had a great time. It's a huge honor, like we talked about before. You can't get over kind of the emotional side of tonight.
No.
So we know that we're going to keep trying to do right by everybody, and we're going to get a little bit better every week.
That's all we can ask. That's all we can ask. I'm going to sign out, guys. You can finish it up, but I just want to say good night, Wayne and Warren. It's what we always did, and we miss them.
Yes, we do.
Good night, Jose.
See you guys.
Jose.
Take care.
So, again, we're going to get out of here, too. We're not going to stay much longer. Oh, they're turning the lights out on us anyway. So, again, first game of the 2018 season, the Red Tornadoes are victorious on a 21-13 victory over the Central Columbia Blujays. Again, for WKMC TV, I'm Jim Lesko.
And I'm Dan Lesko.
And we'll see you next week.